Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no, it is.
Man, this whole last week, I realized something.
Yeah, what'd you realize?
I realized that I'm ugly.
Oh, that's so sad. And
it's true, yeah.
What's even more sad about it is that you need to swallow the black pill about
What's
that. Well, the black pill is that you are ugly, like actually,
Okay.
and that defines everything about your life. Like you'll never have a girlfriend and you'll never have a good job and no one will like you
That makes sense to me. Is there any way?
because you look bad.
Oh, yeah, totally.
There's good news though.
Oh.
Yeah, believe it or not, looking bad, it's not totally permanent. Depending on whether or not, it depends on how coping mental cell you are about it. But you can, there's a way, looking bad defines your whole life, but there's a way to fix it, which is if
What's that?
you could max out the part of you that looks good. And that's, what would you call that? Well, you'd call it Looksmaxxxing.
Looksmaxing.
This is really a good sketch. And you say the title.
Down the tubes.
Alrighty.
What's up,
Welcome.
everybody?
You're listening again to Down the Tubes.
It's me, Jack.
Oh, Jack isn't
Jack's
talk
been
again?
Jack's been height pilled.
Am I mute pilled?
you were
Jack's
you were
mute
somehow mute pilled. I don't know how that even happened.
Well, so then I wasn't even. We did not do that intro.
Oh, did we not do the sketch?
No, are you serious?
pilled.
Yeah, I think so.
Ah,
You wanna
that's
do it
devastating. We're gonna have to do it again.
Okay. Okay, wait.
You know, Jack's.
Down the tube.
Yeah. What's up, my volume pilled brother? You're totally mic pilled right now. Mic and volume pilled.
You guys, last week I realized something.
Oh, yeah?
What's that?
It's that I'm really ugly.
Aw.
Shit.
That's super sad. But you know what?
Is there anything I can do?
Well, first you have to accept that that's going to define your life, being ugly. Because while you're ugly,
Yeah.
this is sort of a black pill you got to swallow, is that like there's nothing for you as long as you're ugly. Like no one will like you. You won't do well in school. Everyone's going to fucking hate you.
Okay.
Yeah. But there's good news. There's good news.
There
Yeah.
is?
You can actually
within the black pill.
Yeah, within the black pill, you can sort of swallow the Looksmaxing pill.
Looksmaxing. What is that?
Looksmaxing,
As long as you don't swallow the height
pill. As long as you
Yeah.
don't swallow the minor height pill, then you can
should be
expect
fine.
the Looksmaxing pill.
What?
Which is that you can actually, you can take in your hands the ability to change things about your appearance that most people wouldn't believe
My
possible.
appearance?
Yeah, you can make yourself into a Giga Chad with just a
Oh.
few easy steps.
What's a Giga
Yeah.
Chad then?
Oh my gosh. I
Down
guess-
the tubes.
down the tubes.
But seriously,
that out, yeah.
got that out. Okay, but seriously, this episode, you're once again listening to Down the Tubes. For this episode, this sort of, I wonder if you can still say that this is the only theme. But what our jumping off point was to try to introduce to you the topic of Looksmaxing.
Looksmaxing.
What is Looksmaxing? Okay, so Looksmaxing is this idea, this sort of self-improvement idea that me personally and practice that I've found places it's popular. You know, it's sort of like incel community. The place that I got introduced to it was the 4chan fitness board.
You don't have to say that.
I don't say that.
You shouldn't say that.
That's where I find things for the show. That's where I find things for the show. It's the only reason I would go on there. And to observe.
Don't
like a
worry.
zoo.
Give him a hard time.
Don't worry. And yeah. So why is it different than normal self-improvement? I would say Looksmaxing is wrapped up like, okay, so the most basic example of Looksmaxing is Mewing, wouldn't you say?
It's the most.
Or it's an example.
It's the most like mainstream.
What
It's
is
the most
but like
I would say
mainstream.
Looksmaxing could be anything from putting on makeup to like wearing nice
Looksmaxing
clothes.
is a male idea. Basically what it is like Looksmaxing is what women are socialized to do by default in our
Just
society.
for a long
And then
time.
if men attempt to take on that idea, it destroys their brain. And like because like
And
what Looksmaxing
They start playing with their face and
yeah.
sort
Smashing.
of smashing it and
Because what the idea is that like basically I think Looksmaxing, I've only seen men say it. I'll say that I haven't seen any women use the word Looksmaxing because like I
Right.
said, it's normal in
Yeah.
our culture for them to Looksmax. Make yourself look at the best you can, and not only make yourself look the best you can, but kind of with the belief that looks are basically 99% of like what's
Because a woman would just say, "Oh, I want to look good," and a guy has to say, "I'm going to Looksmax."
but women are also trained that same idea that like
Sure.
looks are the most important thing about you. And for a man to believe that, it's like these incels who are like only men with chiseled jaws who are 6'4". They're the only ones who can't succeed in society.
Hype max could be chatted.
non-incel people, they just say like I want to be hot, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And good looking.
And that's just
You
a part
wanna
of my
be-
life,
You just
maybe.
want to be hot.
But this is like
You know?
the Looksmaxing is preceded by the black pill of like your place in society fully and success of life.
So we're
in
going
life.
to take a deep dive on Looksmaxing. But
Looksmax.
hey, let me pause you
all
there.
different types.
Hey,
too.
listener, if you're listening to this, you mind just subscribing to us on iTunes? It really would help us out. And if you
Yeah.
could give us a nice, good rating, that'd be really cool because Brendan, he's there's a lot. It's a really tech heavy show, and he's in here and he's twisting knobs and he's doing all sorts of
knobs.
stuff. And he'd really love it if you could do that. Thank you so much.
And video versions
And if
are
you'd love,
available.
if you'd love to check out the video version, why don't you head over to Patreon
.com/downthetubes
and become a
TOOBS.
become an Isodelics mind awareness soldier or
That's the
whatever
entry level.
whatever I call it.
Yeah, it's hard to explain, but I think we'll basically Looksmaxing also is an umbrella term for all types of maxing. You know, optimizing your life in general, because like there's height maxing, there's
Subscriber maxing.
there's bone maxing, which bone maxing. Let's talk about mewing, because I feel like if you've heard of anything that falls under the category of Looksmaxing, it's probably mewing.
Mewing's a good portal.
Yeah, it's a good portal. So what's the best?
I have it
to
queued
start?
up. Top
Oh,
5
nice.
mewing benefits from our
and
from
it's
our boy.
from our boy Indigenous Swiss, who's kind of. This is 859 views. We're pretty excited about this tuber find with Indigenous Swiss. So
Mewing is a great practice. It's fantastic. Now, let us aside the fact that actually you shouldn't have to think about mewing and you should do it naturally still.
Oh,
I see that.
Do we want to give a little visual
most people
context
in today's world?
here?
okay, yeah, let's talk about what we're seeing. What we're seeing is a sort of sandy blonde haired, tanned Swiss boy. He's probably, how old do you think Indigenous Swiss is? Like in his
19?
early 20s?
20?
He's got to be. Yeah, I feel like he's 19 or 20 or something.
Yeah, and he's not wearing any clothes, and he's holding a lavalier mic.
Yeah, this is sort of his home his habitat. This is
Yeah.
the backyard without a shirt on.
Yeah, it's the backyard. The sun's like really directly on his face
In
too.
his
And
eyes.
in a lot
It's
of his
always in his
videos,
eyes.
yeah, is the place where he chooses to record Indigenous Swiss.
He's
Well, it's
having
because-
trouble kind of
He sun maxes for hunter eyes, and that'll maybe
Yeah.
come up later. But
Is that why?
Can I just say he's like paleo. The paleo movement walked so that indigenous Swiss could run.
Absolutely.
And this is kind of the dangerous. Like this is what we play this game. This is what we get indigenous Swiss.
Well, he also Indigenous Swiss.
we roll the dice.
What's crazy is how
we roll
few
the
views he
paleo
has.
dice and we get the bone smashing.
Well, what's cool
benefit.
about him is he's an innovator because, like, Indigenous Swiss, there's lots of people talking about mewing, and Indigenous Swiss is going to talk about it, but he's got all his own kind of ideas. For instance, we'll get into Bonemaxing, which I've yet not seen evidence for elsewhere. I think that might have been.
Yeah, it might be a.
It follows Moore's not Moore's law. But it's like
I
Steph,
saw
it's
that.
It
Steph's
follows
law.
Moore's law of thermodynamics.
These all follow some sort of law from some
It's when you-
obscure doctor that
Yeah, it's when you
discovered
smash
it in
bone.
the 60s or something.
And he also gets into sort of personality maxing for men, such as Dark Triad maxing. Which
Yeah,
we'll-
that's like
Yeah,
mental.
we'll touch
acuity,
on the
mental
dark-
yeah, we'll
acuity
touch on
max.
that. But let's let him talk about the mewing benefits.
That various unhealthy habits, and this led to the scenario that now people have to remind themselves consciously of mewing. The benefits are here endless. Today I'm gonna list the top 5 benefits that just appeared to myself. Now, I never like hard mute for long periods of
Awesome
time,
way to
but
say that.
He's never hard mewed for long
when I
periods of time. It
adapted
turns
the
out.
healthier lifestyle, it just happened naturally that I started to mew more,
Is-
started to breathe more through my nose, and the recession of my chin slowly started to diminish over time.
Oh, cool. We've got a
Quickly
before and
and
after.
just-
Wait.
This
This is exactly.
He just went through puberty.
Well,
Is that
he's,
what we're
he's
looking-
also
most of it.
literally doing the thing that is funny to me about these mewing before and after photos.
he's-
But listen, like, okay, what mewing essentially is like, okay, how do you get rid of this? What do you even call that? Like under your chin, the skin that goes from your chin to your neck,
A turkey goblin.
turkey gobbler or something. You know, most people like, oh, you'd rather have a sharper jaw or something. And mewing is this sort of theoretical idea where by correcting your tongue posture,
You push
you
your
can,
face
like-
up, and bone structure moves
and
up.
you can
Yeah.
see it works in a very temporary way. Like, I think I could probably do it right now. Can you see it, Jack?
Yeah, you're definitely mewing hard. You're hard mewing.
But the weird thing about it is that, yeah, the big claim is that, like, I guess it can have permanent effects if you, like, do it all the time. And also,
For
but
years.
that seems impossible to me because, like, hard mewing involves suction and you can't breathe if you do that, right?
Well, you don't hard mew all the time. You regular mew, and then if you want to get results
Yeah.
faster, you hard mew too. There,
Well, case
You
in
do
point,
hard
though.
mew workouts.
you can also
Indigenous Swiss is showing us a before and after photo of mewing, and in the second photo, not only has he gone through puberty, but in the second photo, he 100% is just sticking his jaw forward, isn't he?
And maybe not breathing.
Look at
Because
his
he's
neck.
also. How
suctioning.
could you line? How could
Yeah.
you get the same photo? It's like he's probably holding the camera, so he's not this exact same.
But that's what I'm
profile.
saying. Like, that amount of difference totally looks like him just moving his head slightly forward on his neck.
Yeah.
What I will say, the bones in his forehead are much
Well,
more
they look
pronounced.
pronounced and strong. Well, also in general, the before photo for Indigenous Swiss is awesome. Like, something did
Yeah.
happen because Indigenous Swiss, who's like sort of almost a stereotypically like alt-right-ish European looking guy, like, you know, the
He is, yeah.
now
He used to look like
but
he
he
just
used to
played
look like a
SSX
little
tricky,
like a little skater
and ate
boy
gummy bears
in
and
Switzerland.
hung out.
Slowly started to diminish over time. Quickly again, what is mewing?
Oh, he's gonna.
Mewing is the simple pressing of the tongue at the roof of your mouth. How do you mew correctly? You mew optimally when your whole tongue in its full range of motion, almost a bit stretched, is completely at the roof of your mouth, including the back at the back, the middle at the middle.
I'll
at the
say
front
something.
At the front.
If my tongue was at full range of motion, it'd be outside of my mouth.
Well, I'm trying to do it. Once again, I can see a difference when I do it.
Just
but
by choice? Just by choice, your tongue would be out
No, I'm just saying, like,
outside of your mouth.
if I wanted to get it as far as possible, like articulate it as far as it can go, I
it's
can go
helping me.
past my teeth.
The tip is helping me. What he just said, because I wasn't getting the back of my tongue and the back of my throat. Look, dude, look how much I'm mewing.
You
Look,
gotta suck it
look.
up. Yeah, you look like
It's
you
like
look like you're from Switzerland or something.
it's
I'm
like
definitely doing it.
You're some sort of.
But the thing
indigenous
that's crazy about it
Swiss.
is when I'm doing that, I can't breathe when I'm doing that.
through your nose. That means you're a mouth breather. That means
No,
you're
because
plugged up.
my tongue is at the back of my throat. I'm doing what indigenous Swiss said.
No, you got to leave that little portion open, but you got to get right up to it, I think.
Front. What is the first benefit? Already mentioned it briefly. Recessed chins are like pandemic, could you say, almost? Because
Could you say that?
Yeah, for beta males,
Many
recessed
young
chins are a
men-
pandemic.
it's just
Who's that guy?
Chin.
Is he
Recessed
supposed
chin,
to have
many-
a res- I
Many
don't
such
know.
cases of
This
This
recessed
guy,
chin.
that guy's
They
chin
just
looked
look
fine.
normal guys.
Wait, this is that same photo of him from earlier.
They had
He ran out.
predominantly
He took one
massive
photo of
chins.
himself when he was a young
There are
teenager.
some expect-
Oh, look at that old
exceptions,
bastard with
like
a
Oh,
big
that
chin.
guy's
That
that
guy's
freaking guy's got a
chin.
Kind of saw a guy with a
jawline.
cigarette and a fedora.
No,
Yeah, that was like the photo of a guy in Cuba smoking a cigarette.
Yeah,
Yeah, he happens to have a very large chin.
The types of guys you can be. That's
The
like
really
the coolest
wrinkly
guy.
Mega Giga Chad.
Mega
Kinda
wrinkly
wrinkled.
prune master.
I think he didn't. Have
Maybe a little bit of a
reception
PUA
because he
vibe
actually
with
looked
the
really
fedora.
crazy when he was younger.
Oh,
but
what?
now-
God, he uses crazy fucking
Wait.
photos. Who
That's
is
like
that?
that's like his grandpa or something. It's a photo. It's an iPhone photo,
Of a
of a-
print.
of
Of a
print.
printed photo.
like a family photo
of a
it looks
guy
like.
who kind of looks like John Travolta in a tuxedo
in a
jacket.
tuxedo.
didn't have recession because he actually looked really crazy when he was younger. But now, when he's older, he developed the recession probably through modern lifestyle practices.
He's like 80.
If you
Just
push
bagging on his grandpa for
tongue
looking
at the
old.
end of the mouth, you
My grandpa,
should
90 years old, and
notice
now
that
he
your chin
looks
moves
very
forward.
bad.
At least this is what I've noticed.
Photo
There
of a
are some
cat.
People who
Photo
move
of him
extremely
again.
maxilla
He's
dominant,
only
and
got 2
for
photos of
them, maybe
himself.
the chin doesn't get affected that much. But if you mew in the full range of motion, the chin should definitely move a bit forward. Then the second point, like I already said, maxilla. Many people do it for maxilla, and it is true if you, especially if you hard mew, if you really press
Maximum
middle
Silla.
part of your tongue through the direction upward forwards to
Max
push the
maxing.
maxilla upwards and forwards.
Hurts. I'm
It
trying
will
to do it.
definitely have a little bit of effect. Also, it's quite hard to push that hard. You need to have a lot of energy and probably testosterone to do it successfully.
You gotta have a bunch of tea, dude.
Definitely helps
Women
in the-
can't
in
do
the
it.
long term, there can be significant results. Now, if you
Oh,
That's just
Oh,
Elliot
what?
Roger.
that's gonna come up
gonna
again.
be faster because you really have the whole force of your arms.
That kid also looked like he went through
That's
puberty. I
Yeah,
will say, he looked like he was
it does look
11
like
years
maybe
old.
these young men are
Interesting
Yeah.
worried about having to mew and they're
The
just
third
but
benefit
their bones
of
are just growing
mewing
anyway.
is that it becomes quite hard to breathe through your mouth. This means you develop a natural tendency towards nose breathing, which is the natural standard
B-roll
way
of a
to
yoga woman
breathe
nose
when you're
breathing.
not in a high intensity.
She's
stress
plugging her nose.
situation. You will
Yeah,
notice
she's
that
breathing
when
out
you
of one
breathe through your
side.
nose,
She's going
you're
side for
calmer,
side.
You're less anxious. You can think clearer, and this is especially important. The oxygen gets filtered. This means the air that fuels all the cells of your body is a lot cleaner, which will just
Now, hold
make
on.
you function.
Your cells are cleaner?
In the nose, if you breathe through your nose, it's cleaner air.
It's absolutely
Yeah.
Clean
Is
yourself.
that true?
I
Yeah.
personally can't
How does that
breathe
work?
through my mouth when
Because
I'm
there's it like
moving.
filter.
There's a booger filter.
Yeah, you create more like I don't quote me on this.
No, I mean you
Uh,
said that it's true, so it can't be the
I
nose
read
hairs.
a brief part of that book, Breathe or whatever, and it's like something about when you breathe through your nose, it like adds some chemical to it.
It adds 10 pounds.
It adds chemicals to your oxygen. It's good for it makes you calmer. It makes you less
Yeah.
anxious.
I mean, I just thought you were gonna say
People
boogers,
apparently
right?
can
Yeah, that
Like wet
sounds true.
boogers.
very hard.
I think it's because of wet boogers.
Number 4, guys.
I mean, you're supposed to breathe through your nose. He's right about that.
Okay, fine.
Number 4.
You agree with indigenous Swiss about everything, dude. I
You
understand.
should notice that when you
Oh, he's flexing. Oh,
you
His whole body is
Oh,
flexed
he's
at all
getting-
times.
you know
He's
this
getting so
saying that
excited right
sometimes
now.
people tell you that imagine like you're pulled by something in the air.
That's true too.
And
Field
Mewing
and Christ.
also kind of creates this effect by pushing the tongue
Jack's
upwards,
read all these fucking
automatically
I
making
read that
paleo
piece of
self,
that.
all these
and
all these
also your
paleo
whole
self-help
back,
books.
your abs, everything.
Okay.
It's a bit uplifted.
What you guys don't know is that every episode we do, I just take to heart. I take
Yeah,
that in.
it's unironic. Well, that's all of us. We all have that problem, I think.
We're all hard mewing.
So, mewing, okay, that's like the most basic looks max. Now
Because
let's,
yeah, you can change your jaw
And
and you can change.
I gotta
your-
say, mewing transcends Looksmax for sure because there's like progress videos that are men and women and
Yeah.
like,
mewing
There's like-
achieved escape velocity from
there's
the
like
looks
some
max world.
quack. There's like quack doctors or dentists talking about mewing
Right.
and stuff.
Well, it's
and
Dr.
maybe-
Mew.
But it
That-
is
yeah,
a
right,
part of
right.
Looksmaxing because Looksmaxing is an idea. You know what I mean? It's definitely under the
Right.
umbrella of like weird things that like maybe aren't totally scientifically valid that are weird
Yeah.
habits you can do. And it's like, okay, mewing, make my jaw a little more chiseled, put myself up a couple points on the beta to Chad spectrum. My life will be better. Now I say let's go right into but also it's baby shit, okay? Because you know what's actually cool? Fucking bone maxing. Where is bone maxing?
Did we not put down Bonemaxing?
Well, I'll find it in a half
I think
a
we
second.
just gotta. It's a simple.
That's a search.
It's a drop
YouTube
in.
search.
Okay, what's bone maxing, shithead? Well, guess what? You think you can change your jawline with mewing? Oh wow, it doesn't even come up. That's
I
how
like that.
that's how buried it is.
I like how that.
The red bone
That-
maxing.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it. Okay,
Yeah.
now indigenous Swiss, he'll tell you about mewing, but what you don't fucking know about? Fucking bone smashing. So what this is like let's say you have a sort of degenerate smooth brain brow, like some sort of Cro-Magnon man beta. And what you want is that sort of alpha Neanderthal brow.
Absolutely,
Well, what
yeah.
you can do,
You guys
as demonstrated by indigenous Swiss, is you might think, oh, my bones, that's permanent. That's permanently how it is. That can't be changed. That's genetic. Maybe I'll break a bone in my arm and it'll heal back. But pretty much, and you're wrong. Because
And this is exactly what
You can max it
I'm
out.
going to
you can
bone
max
smash
them.
right now.
You can max those bones.
And
You can
then,
turn
yeah,
those stats up.
First of all, I will start with my fist, and after this, I will go over to.
That's somebody Bonemaxing in the background.
So, yeah.
Yeah, no. He's now indigenous Swiss. He's in his backyard again, sunny day.
He's drinking
nice
his-
crew neck sweater.
He's drinking his yucca salt water.
Choose
Oh, beetroot
very
juice.
good for the pump because I'm going to work out later on. And yeah, let's get it started. We're gonna start.
Now I want them to hear the sound. Oh, you can't really hear it.
Not yet. He's just starting soft. He's kind of
Starting
punching
with his
He's
fist.
punching his forehead with the
What we're seeing
inside
right
of his
now
fist.
is indigenous Swiss is repeatedly at a fast pace using his like knuckles to just punch himself in between the eyes, like in his brow bone, very quickly.
He has an intense stare
Oh,
about
you're
him.
starting to be able to hear it. It's so quiet, but you can hear him punching himself in his head, and he's looking like he's going dumb while he's doing it. I'll say too, he's kind of going all stupid.
I saw a guy doing this.
I
I
wanted
would
to
think
say-
that's what he's doing too.
So what I want to say is like the sun is behind him in this video, and somehow he still looks like the sun is
In
blinding
his eye,
him.
it's like he always chooses that. That's what I'm saying. Because most of his videos are
It's
in
his
that
hunt-
place he was in the first one.
I'm telling you guys, it's his hunter. He has hunter
He
eyes.
chooses to like record videos in the sun, and it seems like he can barely speak, and his eyes are all he's like squinting because it hurts his eyes.
See, I have a theory. That from all the forehead maxing, he has a headache all the time, and it's difficult for him to open his eyes.
What if it's also like
In the
giving him
outside,
brain
just-
damage? Like
That's
he's like
it.
destroying
Have you
his
ever had-
prefrontal cortex.
Yeah. Have you ever had like a really bad headache and you can't go outside because it's too bright?
Yeah, like a migraine.
Yeah, or like a pre migraine, but yeah, like still like photosensitive.
Yeah.
I think he's got like a photosensitive
Consta egg.
bone smashing. He's got a bone smashing migraine all the time.
Okay, now this is the piece de resistance because he was just starting out gently. He's also, I'll say at this phase, he's already got a bit of a mark on his brow bone.
Yeah, he's looking swole.
He's got some
and
welts on his forehead, actually.
He's looking swole in the literal
Oh, and he says,
sense.
now you are ready to bone smash. And
And he's taking out a
Now
small
what-
hammer.
now
He's
what
pulled out a
Indigenous Swiss
small
has done.
hammer.
He's just revealed a small little metal hammer, and he's just hitting himself in the head with it. Now, this one you can hear. Let's quiet down and give the listeners.
That's a hammer hitting bone.
That's the
And he's
sound.
staring- He's staring straight into the camera.
directly
Oh my God,
into the camera.
He's even hit. Oh my God, his skin is coming away.
Yeah, he's bleeding a
And
little
he's
bit.
hitting the bone above his eye, too. He's hitting like his eyebrow, part of his brow bone. Jesus.
Well, he wants that maxed out.
God, that sound.
This is life as a video game.
I know what you're thinking. You're like, well, that's pretty quiet. Yeah, but it's quiet. It's not quiet for hitting yourself in the head with the hammer. You know, it's pretty loud for that, I'll say. Awesome.
Oh, he's feeling it. He's kind of breathing.
Yeah, he's got to muster up the strength to keep going right now. He's looking kind of.
Yeah, you really got to
It's
pass.
looking unpleasant.
You really got to pass this sort of mental barrier that doesn't want you to smash your own head with.
I think you actually can't. I think it.
Oh my God.
I think
He's starting. I'll just say, towards the
you
end
may
there,
not be able to do this if you do not have testosterone.
he was doing
Right.
it hard. Wait, did you hear that last little bit? Oh my, you can see that he's going kind of hard on it at the end.
This area is because this is one of the areas you can hit really hard and you do not need a lot of time.
Oh.
Actually right now I can feel the bone really strong and I definitely could stop at this point. I will now finish.
He's feeling it. Wow.
I can feel
I'm
the
definitely
bone.
feeling
I have
something.
I have a splitting headache.
Yeah, his forehead's all covered in his skin is going away on his brow bone. He's going, I'm really feeling the
The
bone.
last set with my right hand and the hammer.
And the theory, of course, at play here is that like you can do like the process of when a bone reheals when you break it. You can do that
There's
at a
a law.
micro level.
Okay, so if you go to,
Oh, he's going really. He's going really.
He's
hard
really
now.
going hard.
fucking going ham in
It's
the paint
hurting
here.
him. Oh my God.
Oh,
I don't like that you can see recoil on his head. When he goes really hard, you can see like his head
Yeah.
moving back from him hitting it so hard. Oh my God. There's children in the background talking. They're just so frightened. Imagine seeing this. Imagine if you didn't. Oh, he cut closer. Oh my God. Oh,
Guys, yeah, I think this
He
is
just
enough
passes
with the
out.
hammer. Otherwise, yeah, I'm really swollen already. The skin is. I don't know if you can see it or if the light is really bad.
We can see it.
I will quickly turn the camera around. Yeah, maybe here. You can. Yeah, here in the sun, you can definitely see it how swollen I am.
Oh, I'm
he
so
had to get some
swollen.
sun
It's like
staring
it's
in.
like
I
almost kind of
think-
sexual, fetishy.
Maybe normally
How
I
so?
probably don't do it as
I can
hard,
just tell
but
he's like, you can
because
see how swollen I am. I'm
they
so
are-
like, he likes
I
it.
don't know if I'm with you on this.
It's a
Yeah, I don't know.
psychosexual phenomenon.
For you, maybe watching it. and
Yeah,
you're projecting
I
on it.
am
Well, wait,
kind of getting.
What are you about to take us to?
Just something I want to show you.
Okay. Well, I want you guys at home to remember his swollen red wound on his forehead, because what I think is really funny is that once you know that Indigenous Swiss does this, seeing evidence of bone smashing show up in other videos of his is pretty funny.
Wait, is it Palestinian black pill or
Palestinian
black pill?
black pill. That's related to like,
No, it's this guy. It's this kid. There he is.
oh, black pilled Palestinian. He has one video.
It's his face. It's his Looksmaxing transformation video. And he does show pictures of when he's like 12. And he's like, I was fat. And it's just sad. You know, it's like, no, you just
Around 3 years of learning, improving my
You were
looks
12.
and patience. This is my ascension journey.
That's
that never
another
ends.
nomenclature thing. It's like they ascend to
Right.
beauty.
That's when you achieve Looksmaxing. To give you some perspective, that's how I started. This is how I looked. Something. Age 12 to 13, he looks like an absolute child. Age 12
He's
to
maybe
13,
a
he looks like
little
a
chubby.
dumbass little kid. Oh my God. age 13 to 15,
Still was ugly.
still an ugly child. Doesn't look like a Giga Chad adult male, high T male at all.
I was 14 here.
He's 14 here. Short. He's 14. He's short. He looks jovial. It doesn't look like a Chad at all. Now he's starting to look a little depressed.
We're seeing some profile shots of his
before-
sagging chin.
Yeah, his drooping skin at 15.
Then he started Looksmaxing.
At 16, that's fucking sad to think of someone knowing what it is.
He
and-
started mewing and chewing excessively hard gum.
Is that like an official product, you think? Where he just tried all the
like
gums?
exponentially got harder and harder.
My face got slightly wider bone-wise, but fatter too.
As I wasn't
Once
taking
again,
care of
that could just be related to normal growing. I'm going to say that it's a 99% chance of that. Looks really sad in
I'm
both
pretty
of
sure
these
this
photos.
song pivots to having lyrics.
Then I discovered a certain technique, which involves Wolff's Law.
Okay, there you go. That's why I
So
wanted.
what's Wolff's Law?
So he gets really into Wolff's Law, which is he gets into Bonemaxing.
I did hear about this in the research.
Oh, so Wolff's Law, that sounds scientific. So
I think it's
Bonemaxing's backed up by science, we can assume.
Well, I don't. There's this theory that like wrestlers, they're more chiseled, or people that play a sport like that.
Right. There's
Because
no
their
other
face-
explanation.
Because their face is beat on all day. That's the theory.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
it.
that's
Yeah.
Wolff's Law.
That's the proof of Wolff's. Yeah, that's proof for Wolff's Law, I guess, or I don't know.
Those are 2 months apart. So it looks like it works.
I like. He's at this point. He's just become an adult.
He's just
He
become
looks
a
like an
19-year-old. Yeah, he looks max from a 13-year-old to a 19-year-old. That's crazy.
That's
Good
so
for him.
fucking
Okay, wait. I
crazy.
want to jump to something real quick.
Wolff's Law.
Well-
Can we look up Wolff's Law?
Okay, let's look up Wolff's.
Wolves with 2 F's. Yeah.
See, it's real. It's
Wolff's
on Helga.
Law. Well, it's real, but let's see if it says what they're saying. You might think of your bones as not moving or changing much, but you're more dynamic than you think.
And what does it have to do with wolves?
I think it's named after a guy.
I know. I think it's because of Wolf.
No, it's like
behavior.
a wolf is
It's
badass.
It's like wolf behavior. Yeah,
According to Wolff, Julius Wolff, that is, German surgeon,
yeah.
bones will
Wolff
adapt.
and a
Oh,
doctor,
wow.
huh?
And he's 19th century German surgeon Julius Wolff. He had a few different ideas about how bones work.
Oh God.
According to Wolff. But, oh, yeah, this guy also could have easily been like a proto-Nazi for
pre-Nazi.
sure. Easily.
Done.
Sounds phrenology-esque if he's talking about
Yeah,
bone remodeling.
absolutely.
According to Wolff, bones will adapt according to demands placed on them. The concept is known as Wolff's Law. That's just his idea, is how it's been presented so far. For example, if your job requires you to perform a certain function, such as lifting heavy objects, your bones will adapt and strengthen over time to better support this task. Likewise, if you don't place any demands on a bone, the bone tissue will weaken over time. I will say, so far, and maybe it easily could be real, but the way that this article is written makes it seem like this is just an idea that he had and is not necessarily a scientific fact. Maybe. Oh, but then it says physical therapy for bone injuries is largely based on the concept of Wolff's Law. But
Largely
see,
based.
they're applying it also, I'm sure it applies more to like, yeah, your broken leg that you have to get
Mhm.
physical therapy to heal, and less so like making your brow get maxed by hitting it with a hammer repeatedly.
Yeah, because you've broken your leg and that's not a good thing. But to get
And
it
that's a
maybe back
huge
to
break.
strength.
Like your bones for sure are going to heal a break. You know what I mean? Not to mention if you're hitting your head with the hammer, unlike bones, tissue doesn't do that. Like that's probably going to fuck up
Well,
all the skin in that
yeah.
area of his head, right?
That's the thing, is that there's no way he's actually breaking bone,
Bone.
right? I mean,
Probably
he's
not.
Just,
That's what I'm thinking. I
he's
don't
just,
think it works.
He's just wouldn't he be just causing scar tissue in his face?
That's what
I
I'm
mean,
thinking. I don't think that can
Right,
happen without an actual break in the bone. Like unless you are even making a hairline fracture, but which it doesn't seem like he's doing, because that probably hurt insanely if you were cracking your
Yeah.
skull even a little bit. But I just want to say something funny
I'm
to
bone
me.
pilled.
I know. No, Jack. I'll just say this.
Yeah.
Jack, he doesn't want to say it, but he thinks Bonemaxing's real. That's when he thinks it's funny, but he
I'm
does
totally
think it's
bone,
real.
Bone and pilled. I've been mewing all day.
Yeah, no, he's been mewing and bone.
And our links are gone.
Our links are gone. Oh, you know what I think it is? I think somehow one of the function keys that I use to switch angles is like linked to some function on Google Sheets, is what I'm realizing.
Okay.
So I'll deal with that at some point. But so Indigenous Swiss has a bunch of cool videos and a bunch of cool topics. But what I find funny, the little Easter eggs about him. So like he's always staring into the sun. He can barely speak. He seems flexed at all times. What I like is when you know that he's doing Bonemaxing. It's funny to see like evidence of it in other videos, because now this is a video called Human Height 2. Let's and
Roman,
I hope we
Roman
can get
letters,
the thumbnail.
Roman numbers.
You can't see the
sequel.
thumbnail, but or maybe in our list you can see it. But basically, the thumbnail, which I really like, is it's Shaq. It's just Shaq standing next to a woman, and the title is Human Height 2: How to Grow Taller at Any Age.
Like Shaq did.
Like, and then the thing that's funny to me about this video is, once he gets going,
Well, you know that
wait.
when Shaq first got on the Lakers, he was like 5 foot tall.
you can see he just has a wound on his face.
He has a scab on his
Yeah,
on
he
the
just
bridge
has-
of his nose.
He has a scab on the bridge
Oh
of his
my
nose.
God.
His forehead's a little discolored. And what I like is like the video's not about bone maxing, but it's like you just like, and if you only saw this video, you wouldn't know. But I know that it's like right before he filmed this video, or like yesterday, he did a sesh of smashing his head with a hammer, and then it's just showing up in other videos.
You know what I
didn't-
like about this video too is that he is like I don't know if this is an indigenous Swiss thing, but he has spoons hanging from his chandelier,
Oh yeah, that's totally indigenous Swiss
an
style.
upside down spoon.
Here's the other thing too. I didn't really explore this video a lot, but height maxing is definitely a thing that is talked about in the same places that looksmaxing is talked about generally. And height maxing normally, I
Also
think, is
real.
like, definitely real. Well, the part that it is a normal height maxing is like inversion table, getting like a good amount of sleep, hanging. You just hang from
those
stuff.
those medieval torture devices.
Yeah,
where
but then-
they crank that thing and it
Stretches you.
pulls you.
Well, this
Yeah.
is a comment I found interesting on this video, which is LOL. I grew over 2-inch normally
Wait, say
growth.
who commented?
Buddy Boyo? Buddy Boyo commented, LOL, I grew over 2-inch normal growth early 20s just from fixing my life and depression.
Sure.
Started going to bed 6 hours earlier and stopped crying all the time. Stopped eating plastic garbage, and boom, body matured into man. So what's interesting is like when you encounter something like this, I'm like, what did happen to him? You know what I mean? Like, did he grow 2 inches from fixing? He probably just had like late in life puberty, right? Is that the only explanation for that?
I mean, don't men continue to grow into their early 20s? Isn't that a thing?
I think you can. I think
like
people.
you can. It's not like unheard of. I mean, it's like
Here's the other thing.
that's like kind of normal.
Started going to bed at 6 hours earlier. When were you going to bed?
Probably
like in the morning?
He's
Yeah,
going
early
to
in the
bed
morning.
he's going to bed at 8 p.m.
He probably just felt
Why don't
sleepy.
you read the next comment? That's kind of cool too in its own
Well,
way.
this is from Saban Sisvar69. And it says, great content, bro. I've been binge watching your videos since I discovered your channel. About 2 method do you think hitting the bones with the hammer, bone smashing plus sprinting will boost the results? Edit. And does jogging
Sprinting.
count as sprint? Wait, is he trying to boost height with bone
For
smashing?
me, this is not really a harsh insult, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's talking about how he's a degenerate still.
So, depending on your degree of degenerate,
Oh, he's short?
you will either grow.
Which is kind of a Nazi
let's say, up
buzzword.
to 5
Absolutely.
centimeters,
The
so
degenerate
maybe if you're
concept.
not degenerate
But
at
you usually
all,
don't
maybe
call yourself a
1
degenerate.
centimeter.
No, but he's saying it in a sort of self-effacing, like,
The
I'm
method
still
is just
bettering
fast,
myself,
and
you guys.
Most practices are generally good
Yeah,
practices
It's
for
like
all
Yeah, he's
levels
woke.
of
he's
life.
fully subsumed the other
There
into
is no
himself. Like he's both the
downside
degenerate
to
and like the
practices.
ascendant.
Well, it's
you know?
like it's just funny because once again, it's like assuming it's real because he's like, look, we're all degenerates, but like I'm trying to better myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's similar. It's like
But he's-
internalized homophobia or something like that. It's like not that that's what he has, but I just mean that idea where it's like he's accepted the pill that like he was a degenerate, and that's bad, and that exists,
And now
and
he has
now
to
he's just
accept-
sharing his
Well,
experience.
there could have been like a
It's
Swiss
kind
guy
of
like
a-
70 years ago. What I'm saying is like he also thinks that people are degenerates, but he doesn't think himself one, and he maybe looks maxes in the way that he works out or something, but he's not like, oh,
Yeah,
I'm a
yeah, yeah.
degenerate.
It's
and
not
I'm gonna...
usual. Usually, you don't see Nazis copping to being degenerates.
He's like both things in one or something.
I'll say also, we found some stuff during the course of our research that maybe isn't worth a watch, but the titles are just really good and sort of paint a picture of the word cloud that is this topic. That one to me honestly was like that, like height to grow taller at any age. But the other two of my favorites are, this is Looksmaxing, a comprehensive overview and minor height pill.
Well,
Just
In
a big
parentheses-
image of a black
Yeah.
capsule pill.
Looks are imperative to dating success. So, if you're undesirable to women, can you truly change your appearance drastically? and make
This
yourself
guy's
desirable?
just sort of doing an earnest review of Looksmaxing and like, is it possible? But unfortunately, there's still a minor height pill, meaning that that's unavoidable. There's a minor height pill.
So he's saying that he's giving you the conclusion before, and he's saying that, like, you know what, you do have
He's
to
like,
be kind of
but
tall.
you do have to be. That's kind of insurmountable. Like Looksmaxing works, but it's a minor height pill.
Just so he says that, but he's not into height maxing.
Maybe he just doesn't know about height maxing. Let's see.
He probably doesn't.
Let's see if we
You
can.
may have learned from others. Money, you can get a hair transplant, which can range from 4,000 to.
This is from
15,000.
Vav.
Like Elon Musk hair transplant before and after.
Yeah, totally exemplary Chad, Elon Musk.
Yeah. Total charming Chad, Elon Musk.
Still look appealing.
Oh, now there's a
You generally have
giga
to be
Chad.
to pull off this
The
look.
Rock.
Skincare is quite important.
He
as
came
well.
out with a rap
If your skin
song,
is
or I guess
particularly oily,
the other
you probably
day.
Oh, awesome. Topical.
If it's
Yeah,
a
we'll have to
minor
check that
We'll
out.
have to check out The Rock's rap song.
However, if
I hope he
it's
runs for
severe,
president. I really do.
use a stronger
Yeah, why
acne
not?
cream like Tazrac or even Accutane.
Okay,
is truly
but wait, let me just real quick rapid fire through these.
I think The Rock as president and Joe Rogan as VP.
Or maybe that's okay. I'll do
I
my
want
funny
Joe Rogan
title.
to be like the
minor height
Speaker of the
pill.
House.
Okay, what would you
Yeah.
guys like to go to? That's my little fun title. I'll intersperse them, but that was
Sam, why don't you drop in
yeah,
some
take
of
us to
your,
something, Sam.
what do you what do
Let's
you
fill
want?
out the world, dude, of what we found based on Indigenous
Well,
Swiss.
Do we want to look at more Indigenous Swiss because we have the?
I'm always down, dude. I mean, we almost thought about doing the whole episode on him, so I'm definitely down.
Yeah. There's the physiognomy.
Yeah.
Physiognomy.
Let's take a look at that. And then let me say also before we watch that, what physiognomy is, if you don't know at home and you're listening, which is like, once again, here's what's interesting about everything. As far as I've seen, Indigenous Swiss does not come out and say that he is like alt-right or like Nazi-ish at all. But he's got some
It's just like
red
implied.
flag. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
assumed. Like
Well,
the
I mean,
phrase indigenous Swiss.
yeah.
and then you know, believing in all the old like traditional male stuff, which isn't like doesn't make you a Nazi. I'm just saying the constellation of stuff.
Yeah.
And then
It's all kind of there for the
it's all kind
the
of there.
making.
And physiognomy is probably the most one like that, because what physiognomy is related to phrenology. That's what that's called, right? Phrenology. That's the skull one,
Phrenology, yeah.
which is like old
Yeah.
skull measurement.
That's like early 1900s inventing racism. Like, oh well, you know, inferior humans have a skull shaped like this, and superior ones. It's like It's like OG
Earlier
shit from
than
when
that,
they were
yeah.
inventing white supremacy. Like it became invented,
Right.
you know, by the scientists of the day. And physiognomy is similar. I think the Nazis might have straight up invented it, or like a German
Why don't we-
person.
you could look it up, yeah, just so
Um,
we don't know. We're not spreading disinfo.
I'd love to spread some.
Spread more disinfo.
Don't
It's a-
spread misinfo, like, because actually physiognomy is real, you're saying? I might accidentally say it's not true. I might accidentally say it's not true.
It's just the practice of assessing
Jack's
a person's
physio
character.
pill.
First, I'm quickly being painted as like not so good of a guy here.
Physiognomy is the practice of assessing a person's character or personality from their outer appearance,
Huh?
especially the face. The term can also
Seems
refer.
good.
So it's the idea that like you're sort of predestined in the way that like all liars have a certain type of eye. Like you
Yeah, or
can tell if someone's
criminals,
on it. Yes.
You can tell who is a criminal and who's not based on their face.
Yes, and like how
structure,
trustworthy they are, how likely
Yeah.
they are to do crimes.
Well, go up. In modern usage, they use the name morphopsychology.
Oh, awesome. But it can't be changed. I mean, that's why it's bad. It's just an excuse for racism. It's like, you know, that's effectively what it is. I remember, and also just a thing I saw at a museum recently was it was this museum and they had just a group of like documents and old stuff. Did I tell you about this, Sam? The board game, the Physiogs game? Well, they just had this. It was like right after I learned about physiognomy, and it was this board game from the early 1900s called Physiogs, and it was like, you know, something for like weird aristocrats to play. And what it was like a little board with cutouts for eyes, nose, and mouth. You know what I mean? So those are empty, and then you get a bunch of mouth pieces, a bunch of nose pieces, a bunch of eyes pieces or whatever, and then it would give you like a prompt. There'd be cards and be like, make the liar's face, and then you like guess, you like, and I guarantee it was just like Jewish features or whatever. It's just like
God,
for sure, because it was like a French or German game or something, and it was like it's so crazy that not only did it exist, but it was like a fun, cool thing to play a game of. Come gather around and we'll learn the good race and which one it is. Us. My God. Can you believe it?
Look at that.
Look at that. It's our
Good
stuff.
job, honey.
It's our stuff and how we look. Awesome.
Meanwhile, the Jews are playing their own physiogs.
Right. Who's dangerous? What to watch out for?
Everyone.
Yeah, it's all other people. Okay, wait. What's the next indigenous Swiss, Sam?
The physiognomy. The physiognomy.
Yeah.
Do you guys have it?
It's not there
missing.
for some reason.
It disappeared again. Wait.
Hold on. Let me try.
Okay, I've got the link.
Okay.
He did some hacker stuff. He went in and
I went into the history of the.
Looksmaxing has its
He just
place,
burped
and it has some
at the very
valuable
beginning?
That's his
tools
intro.
like
Wait, I want to hold on.
primarily-
Let's pause. I really like this video because I haven't seen another video where he kind of set up a
Crayon
presentation,
signs.
and the presentation
Does he have
is
a presentation
very-
with this one?
a little bit. I mean, behind him, this is his.
Oh, I'm seeing it now. That looks like
Yeah.
something a child
It's like-
drew.
Yes, yeah,
Dude.
it looks it looks
Looks
childish.
like something
It's
a
just
guy
like
a guy tried to
two
draw after he
pieces-
hit himself in the
I was gonna
head.
say it looks like what you're handwriting. He got the C wrong, so he had to like go over it a bunch of times because he just
got,
started
like,
drawing the wrong thing.
what do you call that? What is that? What is that like a chronic
It's like mental
brain injury that
injury.
that like NFL players get though? Isn't there like a word for it?
Yeah.
Slow boy.
Slow boy. He's got
Is that what it's?
no.
That's
It's like
the official
repeated.
name.
It's like repeated head injury syndrome or something.
Yeah.
They're like deep head injury syndrome. Deep repeated concussion.
It's called like the acronym's like RIPPY.
Isn't it like DMC?
Rippies.
I want to say
Rippies. It's
rippy
Rippies.
brain style.
Repeated
Like
It's
interval.
rippy brain.
Painful
He's on that
style.
rippy
Gray
brain.
matter soup. Gray matter soup syndrome.
Wet brain. Baba boy. Baba booey.
Anyways, it's two.
You're
it's
saying
two,
crazy stuff.
It's two like printer sheets that have just some haphazard.
I'll say-
I'll say my
Look like a
handwriting
child.
kind of looks like that, unfortunately.
Paste on all of our handwriting looks like that. We all
Not mine. Mine
I mean,
looks beautiful.
Like the way I'll
looks
say
like
this
shit.
out of all of this, the your, that's almost exactly what it looks like when I write your. I will say.
it gets like it's like a
sure.
crescendo.
No, it's just like the letters. It just looks like my handwriting. Also, what I like though is the C where he's gone over it a bunch of times. That's either stylistic or
no.
he messed it up somehow.
Hey,
He
I
doesn't have the C.
understand that.
You guys- here's what I'll
I think
say.
I would.
Here's what
I think I would. I think if I was going to do this with my handwriting, I would just try really hard to make it look good. This looks very bad. I mean, you could still.
Well, here's the
you
other
can still
thing.
form letters. I
Right.
mean,
And English is his second language. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna
Right,
say.
but they use
The characters
same
are the-
letters though in
Yeah.
Swiss. So I don't know if that part really excuses that. You know what I mean? Like he has a hard time communicating in English fine, but even if you don't know the word, the letters should still look good, right? One would think. And then what I also like this little flourish here where the C to the H, he did cursive for about half, just that one little
You
connection
know what?
there.
You
I'm
know what
going
I'll
a little
say?
hard on him.
yeah,
I
poor
don't know.
guy.
Brendan.
He's a
I don't
cool
know
guy.
if he did curse. I feel like. I don't know.
Have you seen his
I think-
banner image, Sam?
Bone smashing. is
Overall, it's a
extremely
very bad.
powerful,
Yeah, I have.
Only for your looks, but if you
I don't know what to
consistently
make of his
intensely
banner.
bone smash over a long period of time,
Here's what I'll say. One more thing. I have a theory, and you guys probably have a similar one. It's yes, it could be his second language, the way he speaks, but also
Could be.
no. I'm saying that he has a sort of cadence,
Oh yeah.
and I think it's either that or he's kind of slowed down because of the bone smashing.
No, I think it's both. It's like we can't go too hard on him because it is English as a second language, but like
Sure.
there is a difficulty that he seems to be surmounting when he talks that does strike me as like traumatic brain injury.
I think it's in the way his
smashing.
eyes. His
He goes
eyes. He kind of blinks. He kind of blinks or like hesitates with things
like he's
in a way
really trying
that
to
looks
get
like
it
he's
out.
in. It kind of looks like
in
he's in
pain.
pain.
Yes. Wait, that's what I'm talking about. Because his classic video where he's sitting on his porch and the sun is in his eyes, it's like hard to watch some of them because it seems like he's going like, and the thing that you need to know as a man, it's that you can have a good life where everyone, it's just like that, likes you, but
Maybe
that will not necessarily lead to the most
Could it be-
successful life.
Maybe it's also that he's hard mewing while he's talking.
Oh, that
You think he's doing a mid-talk mew? I don't know if that's physically well.
I saw
full
I
range
saw
of
a
motion.
video. I saw a video that said, "Try mewing, like advance to the next stage. Try mewing when you do things like eat or talk to people."
I can't do that.
You
That's-
can't
I
talk.
don't
No,
know
that doesn't make any
what-
sense. They must mean like when the other person.
Entirely different person.
Good framing on
with
this video too.
entirely different facial bones, and the really surprisingly observation that you can make is that when you bone smash and your facial bones change,
Damn.
you as a person are also entirely different, because hitting yourself, getting hit constantly hard on your face changes your character, and it's great.
It makes you.
That's an
fucking-
insane claim. But wait, this is why he's so crazy
Makes
because
you
he's just
not-
coming up with his own thing. Because think about that. That's kind of like in a weird way, like backwards. Because it's almost anti-eugenics. Because the eugenicist would say that like physiognomy is real, but it's because of your genetics, right? That's why it's a liar's face, because genetically
You don't-
liars
you don't
have
wanna
that
pass
face,
that on. Yeah.
right? But he's sort of saying, no, like your face, like think about what a backwards, like how your face is shaped is who you are, but you can change that at any time. Like it's not
It's a
because
white
the
pill.
genes are core. It's a white pill
It's-
because
yeah,
the eugenicist says like, oh, the genes that make your face like that are also the genes that make you a liar. Whereas indigenous Swiss is
This
kind of
is a
saying
co-
it's the physical shape of your bones which makes you a liar, which is
And
a
you
white
can
pill.
you can transcend out
and
of
that's
it.
changeable if you believe hard
That
enough.
this change in character is reflected exactly in your face. Exactly, because every hit provokes a certain reaction and you can't fake anything. That's why I love bone smashing.
And then
It's
also
one
the
of the
process of bone smashing.
That's
kind of
why I
makes-
love
bone
that's why I love bone smashing.
Man, I'm trying to figure out. He's doing like crazy galaxy brain shit. He's like, but also the process of bone smashing is what changes your character. Like that makes you better.
Yeah, the medium.
Each hit also
The medium is what
the message.
the yeah.
This is like
Marshall
video games,
McLuhan was.
right? I mean, this
not a lot of
is all
people know
kinda
this,
like,
but
Marshall's a bone.
he used a
smasher.
big bone smasher.
That's actually an old.
That's an old white pill. I
Show
heard.
tape
oh,
was-
the medium is the yeah. That's what he meant. Massage. He meant playing with your face, kind of smashing it up and
And watching.
Oh, you think it's
pushing your-
medium is the massage?
using your pure
Never-
testosterone to push your palate further into your skull.
Yeah, to slowly in slow motion, kind of basically shoot yourself in the head by crushing your nasal cavity with your tongue.
This is a slow suicide.
Didn't you say one of them was saying that mewing you should push up really hard, but like it is dangerous though?
Yes,
They say
yeah,
that?
yeah.
I
with
saw.
with
There's
your thumb.
well, there's this
Oh, with
other
your
thing.
thumb.
Yeah,
Yes,
this one
there's
where you
this
do it
other
with your
thing.
thumb.
It's not mewing. It's called like jamming or something. I don't know what it's called, but hey,
Mew jammers.
it's called new jammers, and you take both of your thumbs. You take both of your thumbs and you press like really hard on your palate. I saw something that said it's dangerous because you're just the palate is like really fragile. I think and those bones are actually really fragile,
right.
and you can I think you can bust your palate.
Palate
Anyways, he
busters.
shows
you go bone
I
jammers
just wanna say-
and you go palate busters.
in Digiswish, he has a jamming video where he does it.
Of course
And
he does.
It looks terrible. It looks so terrible.
Wait, I want to hear about. I haven't seen this one, so I want to hear about the physiognomy a little bit.
Yeah, let's.
I'll bet the
like
physiognomy
body
pill.
pulling, like all different sorts of some pulling.
Oh,
stuff
pulling,
Like this.
bone pulling.
Honestly, they also have their place, but they are
Bone pulling.
That's
not
the palate
really
smashing.
as great as bone smashing. Still, in certain situations, they are absolute legit tools. But all of this
Absolute
stuff
latchet tools? Wait, what?
and bone smashing maybe.
I think he's saying
controversial,
legend.
but even bone smashing.
What does he attempt? Honestly, what does he mean?
Legit tools, but still, in certain situations, they are absolute legit tools.
Latchet.
Legend.
All
Latchet.
of this stuff and
Absolute legend.
The word
tools.
bone
latchet.
smashing maybe.
Yeah, bone smashing is an absolute
Even bone
latchet
smashing.
tool in some situations.
To the power of physiognomy. Also, bone smashing is kind of physiognomy, and also this Looksmax practices to a very, very small degree also affect physiognomy, but nothing comes close to the physiognomy that starts within, with your mind, with your
See,
heart.
dude,
That
he's
is
so
crazy.
He's so inventive. This is what I like about Indigenous Swiss is like I do think he's inventing a lot of the shit he's saying, or it feels like it, because like physiognomy of the mind. I haven't heard of this. The physiognomy inside, a thing that is by definition about judging someone from their appearance.
From the outside.
What is the physiognomy of the inside?
With
What
your
is that?
heart, with your soul.
Your heart physiognomy.
Now, you might think I'm completely crazy. What do I think?
might.
Do I believe
No way.
in the
Can't
old
be true, though.
concept that maybe Nazis believed in or whoever.
Oh, he's addressing my concern.
Now, as we know, the current mainstream always tries to just ridicule everything that is true. Whenever you
That's me.
read in newspaper or in a magazine, like an article where a mainstream magazine tries to ridicule something with this with this above standing voice where they just
Above
think,
standing voice.
these are so stupid, these are extremists, these are Nazis, when they just go like really low with their level of attacks, when you really can sense their utter, then you know this shit is fucking true. And I read an article about physiognomy where exactly
Just want to say I do love that logic.
Oh,
'cause,
he drops this
I don't-
Getty article that says the beautiful pseudoscience.
well, see, I don't like a lot of mainstream media stuff either. But what I do love is like when you overcorrect and you say like, that's how you know when they don't like something, that means it's true. You actually can use it to the opposite effect. Like the more they say something isn't true, the more true it is naturally. It's
Yeah,
not like
that's
there's the
solid.
truth. They're
That's
still
solid
in control
logic.
of the truth. You can still know the truth with
Absolutely.
the mainstream media. You just got to believe the opposite of whatever they say.
this happens.
This
Maybe I'll show a
this
picture.
article he's dropping
But
in
let's
is
get started and talk
it's-
about
it's
what
Getty,
physiognomy even is.
and it's art stories is the subheadline.
Most of you
And
guys
yeah, that is
believe
weird
maybe
too.
that all of my facial change came from bone smashing, and you're
Oh my
Oh,
god.
what?
Oh my God.
It's maybe 10 or 20.
Oh, he was ugly.
I'll say also that photo of him looking kind of strung out there. He claims it's all from bone smashing. I'll say that just looks like body fat.
No, he
percentage
said it's only
increasing.
10 to 20% bone smashing.
Oh, okay.
That's what he's
Because
saying.
honestly, the difference between those photos to me looks like gaining a
Here
bit
I am
healthy
again
weight.
defending Indigenous Swiss.
It's maybe 10 or 20% of all the progress in my
That's a healthy percentage.
in my facial change and overall change.
What's
in
the
my looks
rest?
Came from bone smashing. All
Sun
the
maxing,
rest is
height
thanks to
maxing.
physiognomy. How do I know it is physiognomy? I know it because I didn't care.
Oh my
Didn't
God.
think.
I think what he's saying is that the other 60% of his facial changes was changing his inner state of mind.
His physiognomy mind
Dude,
state.
once again, he's doing sort of reverse physiognomy, where he's saying it's not that your appearance is linked
Yeah.
and shows that you're how you are. It's that how you are changes the face. Genius. So he had an inner
About
character shift, and that
Looksmaxing,
allowed him to
while-
change his facial structure.
While my looks changed like crazy, I didn't know that something like Looksmaxing exists. I just went on the route of improving my health, kind of, and improving my energy, improving my testosterone, and just getting out of the shithole I was in. And this impacted my life so massively, and also my looks like crazy. And how do I know for certainty that yeah, my looks did massively change. I just know it because all of a sudden people treated me very differently. All of a sudden, sometimes people said me I look very good and stuff like this. I noticed.
I think if we skip ahead,
It's just nothing to do with growing older.
He's
It can't be that.
Well, it also can't be that like they saw the town boy smashing his head with a ham. They're like, "Oh, you look. I hope you're well.
You look good.
Oh, hey, Thomas. Gosh, how's the family? Yeah, no, you're looking really good.
Some welts there. I'm sure those will heal up soon.
I'm worried about it. Skip ahead, you said, Sam?
Well, I think he gets into his. He starts getting to
the
his
presentation.
Yeah, he's got fill in the blanks.
Will change your what?
So he has
Probably you can guess.
he has
what the
graph
answer
paper
is.
up on a whiteboard
Change.
Offers obviously looks.
using expo markers.
Yeah, this
to
is a genius presentation because
do Mad Libs on a fucking graph
Mad
paper.
Libs, he knows. So it says changing your characteristics will change your, and then he's filling out now for us looks. That's what we're learning. That's what we're learning. This is the
And why does this happen?
Because of
Like
physiognomy.
I often said already, every expression of the outside has a deeper reason. And do you actually see like really successful, happy people?
Cristiano
Just
Ronaldo,
people-
famous
This is
football
fascinating.
soccer
Enjoy
player.
life with these-
Do you see
Oh,
how
what's
really
his face?
famous, successful people look good?
Big mouth guy.
There's no other explanation than that being successful
Tim
makes
Robbins.
you look good.
What's that
Big
guy's name?
smile. Skeletor.
Shim Robbins.
Well, don't you think that it could be part
You
of
know
it?
his
First of all,
name.
he looks
You
terrible.
know his name.
He doesn't look good in this photo.
Dude,
He
that
looks like
guy-
the Joker.
That
in this
guy
photo.
is. Those teeth are not his. He's
he's
reclaimed those.
pulled
fucking
those
teeth.
out of a
These are
human skull.
cadaver.
But
cadaver
I'm just saying, like
teeth.
what he's saying right now. He's like, have you ever noticed that famous people all are hot? It's because they're smart and famous. And it's like, yeah, surely it couldn't be the other way around where you only become famous if you're kind of like good looking, you know.
Oh, someone's.
This
kinda,
is the.
someone's
This is
kind
the
of black
inherent.
pilled. I think
This is
Brennan's kind of
This
black
is
pilled.
the. Yeah, this is
What?
the white pill.
Brennan, you're black pilled because you think that like you have to be hot to be a celebrity.
I think that is kind of true depending on
What
the
about
type of
Danny
celebrity.
DeVito?
Yeah, well, for every rule there's a Danny DeVito, right? But Danny DeVito,
He's beautiful.
yeah, but he's a type, you know. That's another thing you can
Vern
be. You
Troyer.
can look so much away, you know. But on the whole, TV people look good or something. Or we know this.
Jack,
I'm not-
you're kind of
like shithead pilled.
You're kind of hype pilled because you're only mentioning short guys.
You're kind of reverse hype pilled. You're kind of short king pilled.
I like them. I like a smaller guy.
Yeah, why do you think that is?
I'm taller than them. I think I can
And you
overpower them
enjoy
or
that.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're barely taller than them.
Vern Troyer, rest in peace.
How tall is he?
He's a little person.
But how tall?
He played Mini Me
How
in
tall was
Austin
he?
Powers. Probably like four.
So you're like
You're
2
like
feet, 6 or 7
He's like
inches
two-
taller than him.
He was like 2.5 feet
You got
tall.
like a good.
You're like
you got
sick,
like a
you got
good
good
half
head.
a foot on him.
Good half a foot to
on
well,
Vern
maybe a
Troyer.
foot. Yeah,
I'm
you're
at
probably
least
at
two
least
times
a foot,
the size. Three
at
times the
least
size
a
of him.
foot taller.
I'm
No,
gonna
I know. I'm
say-
saying
I'm
you have a
gonna say-
huge height advantage, at least a foot.
I'm
over
gonna
him.
say at least half a foot. You got
at
a big
least
advantage
half. I
there.
think he's probably got
Yeah.
a full
What are you
foot
guys
on him.
talking about? I'm saying he's really tiny. I'm way taller than Vern
Yeah,
Troyer. Rest in-
exactly. You're way taller. You're like
rest
a
in
whole
peace.
foot taller than Vern Troyer.
What's this guy's name?
Probably
Jim
like
Robbins.
a half
Jam
foot,
Robbins?
full foot max.
What's this
What's
guy's
this
name?
guy? This is that
He-
speaker guy, that
He
Jam
runs the
Robbins.
Servants
that he's showing a photo of?
Servants.
I love you asking who's this guy because you would absolutely know who Tim Robbins is on.
He
Facebook.
flips-
Yeah, you know, it's
he
almost
flips
like
on.
it's almost like he's kind of joking around, Sam. I'll say it seems like he's almost not
Don't worry,
being
my
totally
mom-
real
I
with
think
us.
you're yeah.
I think
you're
you're
kind of
messing
being
around.
not real.
My mom loves this guy, and she tells me about him all the time.
Jim Robbins.
Alpha mentality. Do you see? people with
Tim Robbins?
super
He looks so
driven
good.
character
He doesn't.
I know.
He's kind of weird looking.
freakish.
What?
I don't see it, and you could maybe argue some.
Wait,
How much
wait,
drive
wait,
has
wait,
this man?
Who is that guy? That's just some random Flickr photo off the internet where Indigenous was like, well, this guy looks like shit.
Yeah, he just decided
Probably
that
because he's
an
weak of
ugly guy.
character.
Tech area, maybe some look like instants, but
Insuls?
Insuls?
Maybe some look like
Honestly,
insuls.
I don't know. I don't know about them. I don't know their faces. But if
Oh my
there
God.
are people, then correct me, write it in the comments. But I personally have never seen an.
What was that noise?
Was
You
that
hear
not you moving that pole?
No. It was like from over in the corner by your. It sounded like a possum with a piano, dropping a piano or something.
Are you serious?
fine. Oh my God, it's Anna. What are you doing? Oh, you're getting a LaCroix? Okay.
God, it scared the living shit out of us. I thought there was an animal in here or something.
Woo.
You guys got scared pilled.
I did. I got totally.
scare pilled
I got
by my-
totally fear pilled for a couple minutes.
Girlfriend Maxine. All right.
Girlfriend Maxing. That I guarantee there's videos with that in the title. Girlfriend Maxing.
Well, let's pivot here because
Let's pivot.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do a fun little title interjection.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
have
demonstrate
one.
King Liska real quick.
Okay,
Um,
you can go.
I just want to talk about these ones
Yeah.
that are the word salads. Okay, King Lisko. His videos, I haven't really analyzed them enough. But what I do really like is that this guy has no views. So you're probably some of the first people ever learning about King Lisko. But let's just take a look at some titles real quick. Okay, so this is Does Height Matter / Black Pill / Blue Pill / Red Pill / Rant / Seldom / Doomer.
Does he
ranting,
have
height,
for his
height maxing.
avatar? Is that like? Is that
That's
like?
Christ holding like a goth person.
Yeah, but is that like Euronymous? His hair being sniffed by
I think
by
that might be
Nostradamus or
Euronymous.
something?
I think isn't that Jesus?
Is that Christ?
But anyway, all his titles of all his videos are like just a bunch of internet words with slashes in between of this world. So this one is like Black Pill, Red Pill, Rant, Crazy Girlfriend Stories, Joker Maxing, which Joker Maxing I've never seen before.
How long is
So that's
that video? Could we just kind
of Joker Maxing?
of sample that?
Well, they're not really good. It's 28 minutes long. It's just
He had one.
He's just
he had
talking.
He had one that said Mexican /
He's watching
Ghost
South
Maxing.
Park.
This
Mexican-
like this video is it's no mystery why he's not popular because I mean he is just watching South Park.
I love his little bejeweled treasure case thing on the
I was
stove,
having
coffee table. I can't talk.
speaking problems and my shit earphones didn't work correctly. So it's like there's like static.
Yeah, I don't know if I can handle King
I don't-
Liska's
yeah.
videos honestly.
I don't think he's any pill. I think he just is kind of using.
Those words, but
I
like
think so.
it's such
He
an
doesn't touch-
interesting titling methodology. I like that he
watched
invented it.
I watched this ghost story one, and it's just really long. It didn't.
Oh,
Really
do you
touch
mean
on
Ghost
anything.
Story, Black Pill, Red Pill Stories, Halloween, Scary Rant, Mexico, Ghost Maxing?
Yes, that's the one.
Ghost Maxing.
What about exploring my college at night /
before
Before
COVID, Black Pill, Red Pill, Blue Pill, Rant.
That's only 3 minutes long. We can kind of click that one.
Oh my god, they're not good.
I don't think. Yeah.
I think you're underestimating how shitty these videos are.
I love peering into the fucking void of that.
Well, you love. I will say there's
Our
definitely
viewers
something
don't.
about peering into the void of a 67 view YouTube video, like really seeing the depths of
you know what
that
happens
can
when
look
you do it? That
What?
the void peers back.
Yeah, the famous phrase. What happens when you peer into the void? The void peers back. Yeah, wow, what a great. You just silently. Wow, yeah, he really. I mean, he did what he said he was gonna do. Okay, what on?
I got
Magic?
one. Okay. I remember this Average Steamer.
No,
Oh, I tried to.
Oh
yeah.
no,
it got deleted.
man! That's how hardcore that one was. That was some shit I don't even remember what it
Removed
was.
by
but-
user.
Now this is a funny title.
But wait, what was Average Steamer? Was it so bad that it got removed? What was it?
I don't know. It was like making fun of streamers, but it was like this whole world in which like it was like a black pilled Giga Chad streamer how-to guy who would talk about like your average streamers and how like they're ugly. I know his name. It's fuck. Well, yeah, I'm glad I actually didn't commit it to memory, but his name, he called them steamers instead of streamers. It's a very famous streamer guy. His name's like Hamza or something. Hamza. Try Hamza.
Hamza?
Hamza. Yeah, this is him. He talks about NoFap a lot, Looksmaxing.
So he's definitely one of our guys.
Yeah, he's like, you know.
Yeah, he looks cool. Are you going
but
to
he has a-
hell?
he
He's
has a very-
considering religion. Why I hate modern women.
He has a really big reach. Anyway, he's making fun of like average streamers.
Got
or
it.
something
Okay,
and
well,
why
wait,
they're,
what
like,
else then?
betas. Go to something I learned, C-maxing.
C-maxing. Now, see, the maxing ideology really stretches out because it's like, I remember when I thought you could only max your looks. But then I learned about Dark Triad maxing.
So many guys watch this channel because they're interested in dating Filipino girls. And you guys aren't
Oh no.
what you're looking for in a girl.
Oh, this guy's very frightening. His energy is very dark to me.
It reminds me of a guy who was emo in 07 and then like kind of ran with that. And then
or
like,
it kind of reminds me of like a scorned theater kid. It reminds me of like a
He's
guy
got-
who was like
he
so.
ran out of personality juice, and he's like, I need to become a PUA guy for guys that want to date Filipino women.
His hair is also dyed black, but his roots are showing through.
Yeah, he's absolutely not Looksmaxing hard enough. I mean, he's got a totally
And
degenerate.
his shirt kind of just looks like
chin.
he's covered in, like he
His
spilled
mouth
water
looks like
all
a
over
butthole
himself.
in that frame that we were on.
Okay, so
His neck is as wide as his face. Dude, that's an interesting.
Well, that's
look,
a
I'm
that's
noticing.
a gym cell. That's a gym cell move.
Yeah, you know what? I was reading this thing that was like talking
Himself
about.
penis
You gotta
head.
Well, you know what's big
You
right
gotta
now?
do you gotta do
No,
neck.
Literally,
crunches or
yes.
whatever?
Like the one of the few
That's
like
massive right now,
bodybuilder
dude.
tuber people that I actually do like is this guy called Jeff Nippard, and his whole thing is that he's like all into science or whatever. It's all science based or blah blah blah.
yeah.
And I thought that the neck thing, but he's all about it now, and it's like weird. Like I don't
Joe,
think it's true,
Joe, dude.
It's Joe. Well, yeah, and he does it with the thing where you wear it and you
Wait,
just like
what's
break
true?
your neck.
You don't think
He
what's
says that?
true,
Well,
though?
his opinion. He's a bodybuilder,
Uh-huh.
and he says that
Yeah.
it's more aesthetic to have a thick neck. And I
Okay,
also
found
just
a lot
straight
of-
up disagree.
I found a lot of videos that were saying it's aesthetic to have a thicker neck. And
You did find that.
It's like
yeah.
it's like
it's big
fat
right now,
ass,
but I
like
don't
a
know
big
that
fat
I
ass.
agree. Like in the photos they show, even I don't know that
They
I
look
think
funny.
it's true. Yeah, you look kind of weird if your neck is like as big or
They
bigger
look like
than
a
your
steer.
Head.
They look like
Yeah,
a
it doesn't
heifer.
look good to me. But
Look like a
I,
heifer.
Well, your
they've
head,
all
your head
spoken.
just kind of comes straight out of your body.
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
almost
sorta-
feel like you have more definition on your chin and on your shoulders
If you
or
have a
whatever if you
smaller
don't
neck.
have a thick neck. But I guess
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
nothing.
Well, it is more
Yeah,
aesthetic.
you're
and
kind
it's
of a
just
small
true.
necked fucking.
I'm kind of
gym
small
cell.
neck pilled, honestly.
So the full title of this video is C-Maxing Life Feel for Mayos, and it's so short. I'm just gonna let it run.
yeah, let's
okay?
do it.
So many guys watch this channel because they're interested in dating Filipino girls, and you guys aren't shy about telling me what you're looking for in a girl, but what do these girls want?
He's definitely
What turns
Canadian.
on Filipino girls? What qualities are they looking for in a life partner? Let's go after
You just outed him.
Anong qualities ang hinahanap mo sa isang lalaki?
Siyempre pogi, matangkad.
Handsome,
Wait, we
tall.
have to-
Okay, so he's
Pointed
speaking
nose.
What
He's
qualities are
speaking
you looking
Tagalog
for in a
to-
man? He
to
says
women, and yeah, and they're saying tall, handsome, beautiful eyes.
beautiful eyes,
Then they say
handsome,
Handsome,
tall,
tall,
white,
white.
Cute yung eyes.
with
cute eyes,
eyes,
brownish eyes, good hair,
Lang sa face. Ganun. Tas mga
thick eyebrows,
classic.
Siguro mas matangkad.
Taller than
maybe
me.
taller than me.
Actually, mahilig talaga ako sa foreigner.
Prefer
She
foreigners.
prefers foreigners.
What kind of foreigners do you like?
Syempre yung puti.
Of course, white.
Of course, white.
Of course.
Yeah, it's crazy
right.
how I've seen videos like this in
Oh my God.
from Japan too, where
So-
they find women and ask them. It's kind of like a weird. I think I've seen this post on 4chan too. It's like a white pill that like white supremacists kind of make for themselves to watch. They really enjoy watching that type of video.
I can't read some of these comments.
What do you mean?
They're not nice. They're not good.
They're
not. Oh, brutal that a
Man's took C-Maxing to next level in language maxed with it.
See, and this is what I like too, is that as we go through it,
can
and
do
then it
anything.
becomes that maxing it just takes over English. As like it's just describe like learning a language is now language maxing. That's what learning.
It is
I like
video
it.
game culture come home
Yeah.
to roost, kind of like indigenous
It's
Swiss
max-
is like
it's like
maxing
a-
his stats, you know?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. The weird thing about it ultimately is it's all this stuff. I was saying this in our chat before. I was like, you know, it's all about it totally makes sense to me, like why you know what it is? It's like if you're a guy in the modern world and you're one of these guys or a tech guy or just something like that, and you start running into issues where you're like, I don't feel good all the time. I don't feel good. Why could that be? And you don't really want to challenge the norms. Like, let's say that you are short and it's destroying you inside. One way to cope with that is to say that, like, well, that norm is unjust or it's not true that matters so much. Or you can choose to buy it and believe that you can change it with height maxing, or just believe that you're
You can level
fucked
up.
and black pill.
They just think I gotta go start leveling.
Yes, like you have to. You can optimize all these things when it's like that just takes you further away from just being comfortable with yourself or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
mean, most of these people must have some dysphoria, right?
absolutely.
Or
Yeah, like they hate
dysmorphia.
themselves or something.
Right?
Yeah.
Dysmorphia.
The rest are just games.
In the name of like, okay, so in the name of calling everything, just putting maxing at the end of everything.
Mental health maxing.
This I found this is like a subgenre of videos, and it's called mental health maxing. And what these are, I think what these are is that like you put this on and you like deal with it as like exposure therapy. Yeah, so this is
this looks very frightening.
This
at
video
moment,
is to
I'll
help
say.
the viewer overcome a fear of beautiful
like
women
negative.
through exposure therapy.
Yeah, why is it
The
negative?
superficial elements have been stripped away from the visual, so the content can be easily digested by the unconscious.
So this is a sort of believer in subliminal.
So you're like
messaging.
you're subliminal maxing.
Well, it's
you're-
subliminal because it's negative. That's why you can subliminally, because
Right.
if this was just a normal color photo of hot women, you'd be engaging with it too consciously.
Right.
But did
But
it
because
say-
it's negative, the subconscious can easily. Well, didn't you?
What
You
was,
read that
what was the
thing.
what was the phrasing at the beginning? It said it's been removed though, like the stimulating properties have been removed.
It's been
The
stripped away.
superficial elements such as color have
Through-
been removed.
stripped away.
Through advanced technology.
Well, I just, but
you
yeah,
can
like
you can watch this and it's just negative.
we've
It's
always,
just-
we all remember Psych 101 where they said like, if something's black and white and negative, you can absorb it more in
can't
the
hurt you.
subconscious.
Okay, so
it can't hurt you.
This one looks awesome.
This is the next
This
level.
is terrifying looking. These look really scary to me. This is like some thresholded black and white scary faces, and then like
It says-
a little cartoon saying "I'm a loser."
And it's got like a emblem, sort of a coat of arms that has like a blunderbuss and like a fucking
Bunderbluss.
splendorbuss. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway, it has some sort of guns and
It looks like It looks like something someone would make before doing a shooting, almost.
Absolutely,
like a zine that they would
yeah.
have made a few years before.
and this is what you do if you're trying to get over people making fun of you. So you
Okay.
watch this video.
Is it gonna say mean things to me?
No, people are gonna laugh at you.
Okay, but in negative, I hope, right? Or
It's all in negative.
okay, cool. It stays in negative because I wouldn't want my conscious mind to get engaged.
Well, that coat of arms is not. I'll say. They're laughing right at
it's
you. Dude.
so sad to imagine someone putting this on in earnest, believing that it will help them. But wait, they're not laughing at me in a negative way. It
This
sounds
is
like I
a-
said something really funny to them. This is the wrong clip.
This is an incredible discovery, Jack.
This is like
this is
like
so dark and
you know what this
twisted.
is? This is like black pill ASMR. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's like you get so in the hate that you're like, I'm just gonna listen to a video of people telling me my penis is small for 20 minutes.
and the belief that it's gonna build them into a Chad. Like
yeah.
Well, yeah, it helps you ascend. Yeah,
you can
you're
ascend.
right.
You could listen to this while you're sleeping, and you could level up overnight.
That sounds so
Okay.
scary to me. You saying
Okay,
listening
I'm
to that
on a-
while I'm
I'm on a
sleeping.
roll
is
You
so
can listen to
scary.
that while you sleep, and you level up overnight.
Well, I'll also say that, but that was kind of stupid though, right? Because like those people were laughing and then clapping. Like it wasn't ridiculing
Well, yeah, it's-
audio.
Okay.
It's really dumb.
No, it's like taking
It's
a stand-up set and took away the jokes.
Yeah, and they're like,
and then
this
like,
is what.
they're
Well, that's
laughing at it.
how rudimentary their understanding of just like social. Like these people hate you. Woo! They're full of hate. They laugh at me.
So this is something else I
Yeah, what
found
is this?
in a similar
Oh,
when I was
no.
on a similar tip.
Is it a
Black
single?
Pill song.
It's a Black Pill
Is it a
song.
rap single.
Yeah. So maybe we could just
Wow.
hang
It
out.
was released on 9/11,
Oh,
2021. The
Oh,
anniversary.
you think we
never
can just
forget.
we could
Yeah.
just
we can maybe
we can
vibe
just
out
sh-
for a sec and kind of relax.
Okay, listen to the Deal with My Ugly Black Pill song.
And this is like when you've taken the black pill, you know.
Yeah, it's by Jay Easy.
So I don't
Yeah,
know if this
we
guy
can see-
is gonna look smacks because he's just dealing with his
Right.
ugly.
Well, I would say, yeah, the
Right.
one thing to communicate is that there's kind of a schism between like Looksmaxing people are black pilled in a sense, but I guess maybe they're not black pilled. They
got
believe
black pilled and then they white pilled out.
they
of
believe
it.
that it can be changed. But the true black pill, and there's also a lot of those types of videos, very masochistic videos, are like the black pill is that it can't be changed. You look
That's
bad,
what
you'll always
that's what
look bad.
I was kind of mentioning the word cope, isn't this what they would call cope? Like black pill people would call this
Yeah.
cope, right?
Yeah.
It's like
It's
that
a
you
way.
could just
It's a type of cope.
Yeah,
play-
height
you could just,
maxing's
like-
a cope for sure.
you could just like play with your face or like get in one of those things that turns you upside down. You just like
Yes.
it's kind of fake.
On
It's
these
all kinda
threads,
fake.
literally on the, because there's this really weird masochistic element where like the black pilled incels, they want you to be black pilled too. Like it makes them happy to black pill you. So like on threads about height maxing, they'll say like, LOL, like yeah,
That's
good luck.
That's not
Like,
masochistic. That's like sadistic, or it's like
I guess, but they want you to. Well, I'm saying the
Join in the-
masochistic part is more that they make these videos where they're over and just they're talking about how fucked they are and how they're totally unredeemable and fucked their situation is. That's like, and they are showing you and enjoying showing you. That's the masochistic part. But I mean, on top of that, they want you to be black pilled, and they will say like, I guess it's masochistic because it also reflects on them. But they're like, oh no, you're short like me. You always be short. Like height maxing, LOL, good cope. You know, like no way. You know.
all right. So yeah,
Once
he's-
again,
this
getting
is-
caught in a dichotomy that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Which is like, no, the only two options are like you can height max
Or you
or
can
that's
fucking
impossible.
cope,
And
black
you're,
pilled
yeah.
fucking son of
If
a
it's
bitch.
not
There's
clear-
the only
if it's
two
not-
ways. You
if
can't
it's
just be
not-
okay with it.
If it's not clear to the listeners, we've all been ingesting poison all week.
Yeah, just pure the dark. Well,
Pure mind poison.
it starts with like Indigenous Switch and Bone Smashing. It's funny, and then there's tons of shit that just can't even be in this episode because it's just like so
It's too dark.
so schizophrenic and sad and like unexplainable.
Deal with my- I think this is art though. This is like a response to some sort of.
It's all
this sounds-
art for sure.
This sounds pretty good so far.
I'm only 22.
Oh.
5'2", need my shorty that would want me. A grown ass man that lives with his mommy. Hit her in a DM and she'll just ignore me. Nobody could love me. I think that is lovely. I'm the only one.
And yeah,
With my ugly.
one of the comments is, "This is what Elliot would be bopping to."
That's gonna deal with my ugly.
In reference to
Jesus Christ.
Elliot Roger,
Elliot Roger, the king incel mass shooter,
who's treated like a prophet in this kind of
to
community.
the black pilled incel community does treat him like a prophet way.
Bad now, just watch. No Molly Crew, but I'ma take it to the top. People don't believe in me, I'm more that I got.
That guy also has a Che Guevara avatar.
Yeah, that's surprising. That's an interesting guy, like a socialist incel. That's interesting. You don't see that a lot.
In town, but it's okay. I'll be okay. I'm only 22 and I'm balding. I'm 5'2", need my
I'm only 22 and I'm balding's the chorus.
Yeah.
I'm only 22 and I'm balding.
want me. A grown
Mass man
And lives with his mommy.
hit her in a DM and she'll
Just ignore me.
Nobody could love me. I think that is
Nobody could love
only
me.
one that's gonna deal with my ugly.
But that's his way of
With my ugly.
dealing with it, you know, because he's saying like it's okay. I'm gonna be okay. Like I'm gonna deal with it.
Yeah, I don't. Does it feel like he's saying I'm gonna be okay?
He says that.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Yeah, he's
I'm
like-
gonna be okay.
It'll be okay.
Yeah. No, you're right. He's doing really well actually.
I didn't say that. I just think that like
Oh, this was uploaded by Cope Cell.
oh, I didn't even check that out.
Cope Cell. Speaking of Cope.
Well,
And
that's
then
Jay
this is
Easy.
Jay
Go to
Easy's
Cope
channel.
Cell's channel. I'd love to.
Yeah, he
kind of sample
well, you
his
know, he's
wares.
making content like reposting Jay Easy Black Pill songs. So I can only imagine what Cope Cell's channel's like. Oh, the thumbnail for that is literally Elliot Roger in Joker makeup.
Oh, that's
See, that's the poison. That's the more poisonous,
Right.
poison, scary
yeah.
side.
That's dark. What about No
Okay,
Sim?
I think-
Wait. Black Pill and Kids TV show compilation. Do we want to just maybe see what that's
Let's thumb
about?
through it.
When
Let's
they
see if that's
thumb through it.
poison.
Start him young.
Wait. Oh my God. Wait. I have to see something.
It's
that's
the ugly duckling
No. Wait. Where's the? Hold on. Poison.
in Tom and Jerry.
TikTok black pill rice cells. White male, Asian female. That's like. See, that's so poisonous. I don't even want to look at it. I'll
Yeah,
say.
we don't need to go there, but if you would
Yeah.
like to, you know how. Imagine watching Tom and Jerry
As a
and
child.
it having any effect on your social sort of.
Tails, black pill, wheat, waffles, black pill 2021.
Man, you know, like Tom and Jerry really fucked me up when I was a kid because
they did a total hype pill in Tom and Jerry. Well, this comment, you say who would feel that way. This first comment is, the Ugly Duckling Tom and Jerry episode is absolutely brutal. They be black pilling people since 1954.
it's MK Ultra. Dude.
Oh my God, these comments are great. Johnny Test is life fuel for turbo manlets.
That's Ghetto's Addy is 326, and then he I guess
someone's address. Interesting. That was way too brutal. They be black pill of people since 2000s kids TV shows. That's the same guy who said the Ugly Duckling. Wait, what? Wait. This guy has 2 comments. He has the Ugly Duckling Tom and Jerry episode is absolutely brutal. They be black pilling people since 1954. And then he also commented, also 14 hours ago, that was way too brutal. They be black pill of people since 2000s kid TV shows. Brutal. The pain is real. No one's pushing back on this. All the comments are how it's true. Damn, I didn't even know that Johnny Test was life fuel for turbo manlets, which means it's a white pill if it's life fuel.
Yeah. Can we if you guys don't have anything, I have another thing.
Well, I think we should take a breather. There's a video in here.
You want to take a break?
Yeah. No, just a pill breather.
Oh yeah.
On the Max pills.
Yeah.
I found a pretty good physiognomy.
What do you mean? Man, I found a pretty good physiognomy.
It shows that it's real.
It's geopolitical, and it's like face reading.
You're really making it sound scarier. What video?
It's not
Sam?
that scary.
What
it's
is
not.
It?
It's
German based.
It's German based film. I mean video.
It's
just Triumph of the Will. You just link us to Triumph of the Will.
Under the 50-year-old former bad boy. It's the based. It's in the middle of the list here.
This 50-year-old former bad boy?
Start an online
no, underneath that.
Products that are ready to sell.
Based physiognomy geopolitics lesson. Oh, we got Modi G.
Hello everyone, this is Kaiba.
Not what I expected the person to look
expresses
like.
People as animals, and the Orient analyzes human image as that of the
already a crazy video
and predicts the future.
Crazy video.
It's too weird not to
show everything's facts.
People and countries as animals.
Sure.
And
if we try to say it, we
see let's just describe what we're seeing. A young Asian woman sitting in front of some tiles and a keypad. Very odd filming location, honestly. It's some sort of back room in an office or something. How would you describe this? That's like an elevator
or like a weird
door.
condo.
It looks
maybe
like
a weird Oh, I guess it is an elevator door.
Isn't that what that looks like?
It looks like a vet, an animal hospital.
It looks it doesn't look like a comfortable place.
The lobby of an animal hospital.
It looks like the lobby of an animal hospital.
It looks medical. And she's got her makeup on, a little lavalier mic, and she's delivering this information very calmly and very matter of fact.
Always try to see the truth. Then you'll see all the secrets. I respect all politicians because
that's
they
crazy.
Work for
I respect
the
all
country.
politicians.
I've never heard anyone say
that. Never heard anyone say.
Modi of India has a face shape of a hippopotamus. It lives in the water and also on the ground. Hippos can also overcome the hot heat.
So he can too?
It has clear personality and color. Birds like hippos back.
Yep. This is like complete free association. This is insane.
Be careful of religion.
But wait, so who are the birds?
If India encounters difficulty, religion
just the birds on the back.
Cause.
Wait,
like
religion is the cause. Well, she's kind of going from physiognomy to, it's like, okay, you look like this, which means this, but also that means that in your country, this is what issues will happen.
Totally, yeah.
Modi looks like a hippopotamus. Okay, birds on to B.
Birds on his back.
Birds on
its face.
Birds love
reading.
hippopotamus's back. Birds are like religion. And so if India has issues.
It's zoological face readings.
This is like what science was like in like 1750.
Keep going, because this is
IRL,
cool.
the shit that's funny to me about this is like the people who invented physiognomy. This is what they were doing. It was like pre-scientific method. They're just like, you can see that the way that the hippo, and you look like one. And so we will colonize this region.
Modi must
For it is righteous and
strongly
just.
push a separation policy between politics and religion. The hippopotamus
Just a good
is lovely
hippo
and
pic.
cute on the
Hippopotamuses
outside.
kill
However,
people,
in
man.
reality,
A lot.
it's a
Oh,
scary
there we go.
beast.
She's acknowledging what you're
It
saying.
breaks
Don't worry,
the
she knows her stuff.
crocodile in two. Even the lion's
breaks the
teeth
crocodile
cannot
in two.
penetrate the hippo skin.
This is very.
When a
I feel like
hippopotamus
that's.
bites
Are
a
any of these things
lion,
true?
it
The
dies
photo of
instantly.
the photo of that hippopotamus is
But three
distorted in a way that
lions
makes it look a
can't
little
beat
bigger
one
than it
hippo.
really is.
3 lions can't beat
People
one
think
hippo.
that hippos swim.
That's
Actually,
stupid.
Hippos can't swim. It walks in the water. Water
Very different.
represents the world, the secularity. India seems
The
to
world
be a
is
very
the secularity.
religious country, but it is the most secular country in the world. So the
Is that
hippopotamus
true?
walks in
I
the
thought they were
water.
doing
There will
religion-based
also be
genocide, though.
opponents to
Weren't they?
Kaiser's opinion, but
Weren't
I
they doing
say
some religious ethnic
Modi
cleansing
is the
recently?
face of India.
Oh yeah, wait,
In
Modi's the guy
India's
doing that.
modern
Yeah, he's a
history,
bad guy.
hippopotamus
Yeah,
is
right. Wait a second, Modi's horrible.
next to Nehru. In order for India to further develop, Modi should be given a lot of power to reform. It's good for India if Modi and Trump stay close.
I just don't
since
understand what
both
this
of
is.
them
Is she
are
like
whale
pitching
and
this,
hippo,
or she's like,
which
this is what
live
I
in
would
the
do?
water.
What is the
Modi pay
point
for
of this
this?
video?
It's a
The
really
meaning of hippo
confusing
is
video.
a
Like,
horse
what is this
living in
lady's
the water.
deal?
Is it just about
Meaning
Modi?
a water horse.
No, I think she touches on Trump.
No,
too.
it's Modi Xi Jinping prophecy by Face Ship.
Okay. Maybe I was watching another one.
You know who Xi
She's got
You know who Xi
she's got
Jinping's
lots of
gonna look
videos.
like?
President takes
Winnie the
business
Pooh. That's the joke. Well, we're
other
canceled now in
countries.
China because you
I
said.
recommend.
Well,
that
our
you
podcast
take
is available
Hrithik
there.
Roshan
Oh yeah, we
think
had.
when he
I don't know what's up with this, but on
visits
Apple
other countries.
Podcasts, by default,
Again,
you're
I
not.
don't
Your podcast
mock
doesn't
the
get published in
politicians in the
China.
world
You have to
because
check a box
they
if you
work
want
for
that.
the
I don't know why
people
that
and
is.
For the country.
It's an interesting behind the scenes fact
Xi
for y'all.
Jinping is
A bear. He's a
as
bear.
Everyone knows. It
Damn.
lives inside the forest. So
Okay.
bears
Lives
easily
inside
become
the
angry
forest.
and they fight easily. What Xi Jinping should be most
Oh, bears
careful
become
of
angry because
is
they live in the forest?
war.
I did not know that.
War is fire.
War is fire.
War burns the forest.
War burns the
Animal with
forest.
hair
Know this.
is weak against
Please don't
fire.
do war, Xi Jinping.
war
It's
breaks
fire.
out,
Xi Jinping, war is fire, and you live in the
starve,
forest
or
because you're a
die.
bear, and
India
war
and
burns
China
the
had a
forest, bro.
fight at
Please
the
stop
border.
flying over Taiwan.
Jinping suffered a
You're gonna burn
huge
that forest,
loss.
yo.
TikTok was kicked out of India.
That's
and
true.
A boycott
I didn't know that.
of Chinese goods took place like a fire. If Xi Jinping avoids war, he will be stung by bees, but he will suck honey.
This is just a
However,
crazy
like
poetic
Bear.
way of
with the
speaking. Like, this is
countries
so
around
far
him
beyond
because of the fear
physiognomy.
of being stung by bees, his
Saying like
forest
other
and
things
his
that relate to
fur,
the
his
animal
clothing
relate
will
to real
burn,
life.
and he will lose his honor. The Tang and Ming dynasties that blossomed Chinese culture were ruined because they had a war. By Confucian tolerance, they shouldn't have fought war even if they were to be stung by bees.
They should have jumped in the mud.
This is absolutely wild.
China has a large population and large land like
Yeah.
India.
I mean,
Can I just
There
see
is
like
no
what other
reason
videos are on
to
this
go
lady's
in-
channel? Because like
Yeah.
I'm really confused
It's
as to
other-
what
there's
Hello,
other.
everyone. This is
I only saw things that were similar.
Trump
I
is
saw
South
another.
Korea's president. So
I
she's
saw
just
another-
kind of a vlogger.
I mean, the only other one I saw was like a reading of Trump. His face
She's
as,
like
as an
she's-
animal.
She's like the National Enquirer for.
Well, that's what's interesting is that she's just kind of doing her own National Enquirer style. Like, this is what I think is how it appears. Like, she's just giving advice, but she's saying UFO, devil or angel. Why does US Gov reveal UFO?
She's 320,000 subscribers. Wow.
Yeah.
But at Crest,
Who's watching it too? Because she's speaking in
everyone.
English.
This is Kaiva, all knowledge of the world, head, heart, and soul. Before talking about whether UFO is an angel or a devil,
Before we
I will
get to
reveal a true health secret. I hope you stay happy. Animals' body can produce vitamin, so the puppies or lambs move around without getting tired for all day long. However,
She
human
just
body
be
itself
spitting
cannot make
knowledge.
vitamins. Of course, before the
She's
cataclysm,
just.
Noah's
I
flood.
love the way she's just delivering stuff that's like just out of nowhere.
Of course,
That
before
she's
the
just coming up with, right?
cataclysm. Before Noah's flood.
But I'll also say that phrasing it as before I reveal whether UFO is devil or angel, that kind of posits that it is devil or angel for sure. It's one of those. UFO
absolutely.
is devil or angel. It's a matter of which one.
Absolutely.
Okay. What to now? We haven't talked about Nero yet.
Did you see the ad that was on there?
No. What was it?
It said unedited Native American pics. Get pics of Native Americans.
Well, probably like porn, right?
No, it was like profile.
Why would one want that?
I don't know.
I wonder. What do we have left?
Nero Machiavelli.
Should we talk about real quick just to finish off in Dig Swiss? Should we talk about Dark Triad maxing?
Yeah, maybe we could just go over that.
Yeah, we can just go over this for you. So
why don't you put up the Dark Triad Google search in the background?
Okay, so
kind of get
the Dark Triad. Now, this is something I'm still kind of trying to understand, but it's this idea, semi-real thing. It's a person who has
three related traits,
which are narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. Interesting though, narcissism and psychopathy are both like conditions. Machiavellianism is not, I will say, because I was looking into it a little bit, and as I watched this psychologist who was talking about it, and it was like he's just mentioning that, Machiavellianism is not like a distinct. It's not like a disorder to have Machiavellianism, whereas like
it's
narcissism,
smart to do.
whereas narcissism and psychopathy are they're like neurological issues. It's like something's wrong with your brain that doesn't allow you to do empathy the normal way or something like that.
God, I'm saying the episode notes for this episode are gonna just be so long. I'm gonna have to include so much stuff.
Well,
okay, yeah. Dark Triad is basically like this.
It's
triangle.
like you're an evil person. It's like sort of the claim,
it's like the
right?
axis of evil. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's made by some.
So the Dark Triad is more like established. Like there's a Wikipedia page that has nothing to do.
It's an established idea.
This isn't incel wiki. This is just Wikipedia.
No, this is a real thing, but I think it definitely gets used in weird ways because it's sort of almost a sort of. It's like the idea to me around it. I'm not saying this is my idea, but it seems to be that like someone who has the Dark Triad sort of has no choice but to be like a malevolent kind of evil person.
No, I don't think so because all psychologists would say when you are somebody who's like psychopathic or sociopathic,
people scoring high on these traits are more likely to commit crimes, cause social distress, and create severe problems for an organization.
Yeah, but but when you take like a Psych 101 class and they say like
they tend to be less compassionate, agreeable, empathetic, or satisfied with their lives. Okay, continue.
They always say that like if you can recognize at a young age that you have that like set of traits, then if you know how to like use it in a manipulative way to like do good or something, then you can maybe like.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. I'm not saying people with the Dark Triad are evil. What I'm saying is the way I see this idea used or talked about is it's like a thing of like, oh, watch out for people with the Dark Triad and shit like that. Like it's saying here, it's like where it gets used, it gets talked about in the fields of law enforcement, clinical psychology, and business management. It's like watch out for these people, like, or I'm sure some weird law enforcement stuff of like,
it's loose,
do pre-crime.
It's pseudo scientific.
A little bit. It seems a little pseudo scientific. Several researchers have, but I can't totally tell. I'm not an expert on this. I'm just saying it's my vibe, is that I see it being used in sort of pseudoscientific. I also found a guy randomly on TikTok who his whole thing was that he has the Dark Triad and he knows he has it. And so it's sort of a constant AMA TikTok but that's the other weird thing that I also don't know a lot about narcissism, but I know, I probably do. I guess I know a lot about a lot of stuff. So I probably could figure it out if I thought about it hard enough. Like I could figure out narcissism.
Because you are one. You are narcissistic.
Well, no, just because I'm really smart and I can just like intuit knowledge like on stuff because I'm really like, I just know stuff that way.
Oh, okay.
But
you're self-absorbed.
Narcissism, I guess, it seems to me that there is a consensus that it's like an incurable thing. Like it is like you have to cope with it, right? Or something.
Like true narcissism.
People talk about narcissism all the time online. Like there's lots of TikToks also. Well, they get thrown around, but I mean, I see like TikToks that are also like, oh, you like what it was like growing up with a narcissistic mother or something like that. or like what it's like to have clinic. Because I remember another time I saw a video that was of a guy saying like, oh, my ex-girlfriend like showed me that I have that I am narcissistic, and now I have to like deal with that and like find a way to deal with it.
Some might say it's a bit of a black pill, knowing
well,
you're
yeah,
narcissist.
like psychopathy too, because I think it's like neurological.
This guy, so we're talking about it in the context. That's all to say that indigenous Swiss talks about the Dark Triad as something that you should
aspire to. So
to,
everything we just said, and then what indigenous Swiss's claim is that you should be maxing Dark Triad traits by you should intentionally emulate narcissism, psychopathy.
And that's what we call Dark Triad maxing.
Can we just watch it for a second, honestly? Because like,
I'm not going to stop us.
I also, once again, just the boundless potential of maxing, Dark Triad maxing. Oh, this is, I didn't watch this one, but this is a video. It's kind of experimental for indigenous Swiss where he does a character. This is sort of a self-argument.
Beautiful.
Horrible audio quality. Absolutely terrible.
Yeah, this is...
I don't even think I can listen to that.
This is... It's also confusing. Just...
Yeah, he's holding dry
Maybe
roses.
for anyone listening, it'd be... The title is Dark Triad Maxing is Stupid.
This is a Dark
and then
Triad
in parentheses,
cope.
Character.
Dude, how do I find the indigenous Swiss Dark Triad video? Dark Triad Swiss. Oh, yeah, here we go. Oh, why every man must Dark Triad max.
Yeah.
Once again, he's in the sun. The sun is beating down on him.
How do you become a Dark Triad? No.
The problem is he talks so slow that you can't really just
skip to the middle so you can catch anything.
Suffer the idea out of your
life. This is where he says suffering.
Horror in your life and so many other lives. So I can just say.
Well, he addresses the central question. I am going to let him talk because what he says is, like, he addresses my question. Why would you want to be this?
Say, why should you want to become this? This just will lead to tremendous suffering and absolute horror in your life.
Right. So why do I want to be it actually?
So I can just say, get this idea out of your head immediately.
Get that idea out of your head. So if you're like me and you're thinking, why would you want to emulate the Dark Triad that's going to bring so much suffering? Get that idea out of your head.
Think of Dark Triad as being more of like a bad boy, just a person that is kind of called asshole by women or by other men even. I can only encourage you.
Think of guy called asshole
by women or other men. Could have said by people. Oh, just staring at the sun
someone
for a quick
smacking
second.
concrete.
Yeah, in the background. I never noticed.
Live in denial. What do I mean with living in denial in the first place?
Yeah, what do you mean?
If you don't close your eyes from the truth, naturally you will develop into becoming an asshole type of man, bad boy, call it however you want, when you...
Yeah, so anyways, he reduces this thing that's like literal psychopathy and narcissism to like, it's actually just being like a Chad. It's actually just a way to be a bad boy Chad. And so you should like try to give yourself this neurological, you should simulate having this brain disorder, you know, to be like a cool guy.
It's awesome.
Are you saying you have to go?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, what to now?
We could either go to Nero Machiavelli, we could go to
another very cool guy.
We could go
Can we take a real quick break?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, for sure.
So things are changing up here.
This guy just has a crazy voice. That's really the only thing that's cool about it.
Sam wants to take a break.
I'll be right back. I mean,
so I'm wearing a different sweatshirt now, and I thought we could just jump right back into
this video,
Copeland, and let me just I want to know how this hits your guys' ears. I know you can't. The people in the audience, they can't reply, but
this is Patriarch Money Maxing Beta Bucks Deluxe.
So
by Copeland,
and it's just a big thing. It says Copeland, and that's not going to change.
Yes, hello, listeners, and welcome back to Copeland.
Yes, hello, back to Copeland.
You know
It's like a Monty Python sketch.
You know what he sounds like? He sounds like fucking Steven Seagal when he's doing one of those voices almost.
Sounds like a bit of a coping
It's like
mental
Southern.
cell to me personally, but
Some sort of Copeland mental freak.
Straight up though, this is what is he saying?
Okay.
What is he saying in the
He's
beginning?
saying,
Let's get it again.
Welcome. Okay, here we go. Hey, everybody, quiet.
Yes, hello, listeners, and welcome back to Copeland.
Oh, yes, hello, and welcome back. Yes, hello, and welcome back. This is Copeland.
One more time. Take it back.
Yes, hello, listeners, and welcome back to Copeland. So things.
Yes, hello.
There's still something in the middle I'm not quite catching, which is yes, hello.
This is
Yes, hello. Yes, hello. This is welcome back to Copeland.
Yeah, it's like yes, hello. This is something.
This is your welcome back to Copeland. Are you gonna slow it down?
Let's go to 0.5 just see if he's actually saying.
Yes, hello, listeners, and welcome back to Copeland. So
Yes, hello, and this is welcome back. I think there's a little bit of a flub too. I think he's saying yes, hello, and welcome back. Or yes, hello, and this is welcome back to Copeland. Anyway, let's see if he gets all different.
here we go meta. We step off the paradigm.
We're going meta.
Channel, and we look at what keeps coming up. And we try to step outside of that to see the bigger picture, the deeper scope.
The burger picture.
Banging on about
The
my
burger
farm,
picture.
as I said before.
This is like a weird Australian guy that bone smashed his mouth.
Is he Australian? Like I'm having trouble because I think he's British, but then
2020. Because I'm going to try and make some money from my farm and focus Copeland on geomaxing to Mexican to Blissy.
Geomaxing Mexican to Blissy.
Go back.
And focus Copeland on geomaxing to Mexican to Blissy.
What is he saying?
I totally fast forwarded what I was doing with my farm so that I will have achieved my goal of 2K passive income a month by next year.
Passive income, I think he's
years
saying.
ahead of when I expected, and I want to stop to really crack into that. Firstly, there's the obvious thing. I've been stuck at my farm for too long. I already miss not cleaning and not cooking because I'm in some cheap-ass country where I don't have to give a shit as long as I can turn up to my dates looking okay. There's a good life in these places, even if you only got $1,000 a month. When I get
Where
to
is
treat
he?
myself with that money,
He's, I don't know, he's geomaxing
Is he in
somewhere.
Mexico? He's geomaxing in
He's
Mexico.
geomaxing, which means living somewhere cheap, I guess.
Right, yeah.
$100 in your pocket in Kiev, you can have a good time.
In Kiev? Is that what he said?
I told
Kiev?
you how important
No
this
way.
is.
If he's in Kiev.
$500 in your pocket in Kiev, you can
In
have
Kiev.
a good time. I told you how important this is about all the posts I did on business ideas.
Who cares?
Never
There's a
did
war
well,
going
and
on.
it got boring. So I think that's what it
Let's just
comes
skip
down
ahead
to.
to who's talking
There are
about.
some men. There are some men warmaxing.
Yeah, Walmaxing in the
Warmaxing.
streets.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of Nazi maxing going on in Ukraine. It turns out maxing, sort of alt-right maxing.
And this whole
That's where you go. That's like you
National
do your jihad
maxing.
to
See, I
Kiev
focus
and
on the
you.
unicorn. I
There
focus-
are some here that are national pill.
Pay attention.
There's some guys here with nationalist pills.
Blubbing.
They're blubbing about war maxing in the Russian border. And sort of it's on the Crimean Peninsula, the geomaxing of Crimean
Wearing
Peninsula
a
with
Adidas windbreaker with a
I've met
sniper
my friend-
rifle in the streets.
I met my friend Brinkov. He's trench maxing on the border between Ukraine and Crimea. And the Russian border.
Barrett 50 cal.
He's got a beer at 50 cal. He's
Roof
sniper
maxing.
maxing on the roof max. He's sniper maxing because he's roof pilled and he's sniper maxing off roofs in Kiev.
On the plan and working on the task of making that money. That's why since the new year the Copeland channel has been lower quality than it was, because I was working on my farm, figuring out how to grow my passive returns from all the money I had sunk.
Farming notoriously passive.
And you know the rest. My
Very
farm is
easy
how
and
Well,
passive
maybe
job.
I think
girls are
maybe
into
he's
women.
saying
Also, really
farm.
good for making lots of money.
Yeah, farming is easy, makes lots of cash, and it's very passive.
Yeah.
I just could not.
Yeah, he
make
couldn't mean real
interest
agricultural
in it.
farming, right?
And
I
that's
think he
how I
means
feel
his-
about
his-
the
I don't
prize.
know.
It's
He's
important,
farming
but I
like
just don't
in
get
a
the
video
reason
game for his
anymore.
passive
Buy
income.
anymore.
He's doing his
Yeah.
drop shipping farming.
Oh, farming is just sort of a different term for money maxing.
Yeah.
flabby fives at least.
Oh, he's talking about women a little.
Yeah, you took a slip and talked to some flabby fives.
I know that I get horny, and so I'll always be talking to some flabby fives at least. Like I say, not fat chicks, not so. I don't understand in the slightest them. And inevitably, I will be banging one of them.
Inevitably, I will be banging one of them.
Feel like fucking trash. And that's when I realign with my unicorn path, knowing full well.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Meeting an unmarried woman under 30 in Belarus who is a...
Oh, he is in Eastern Europe. Oh my God.
I'm
Dude, why is
trying to
Eastern Europe the
find
nexus of all bad alt-right shit?
Belarusian 9.
That's weird. That's honestly weird.
Well, that gives us a good transition, right?
Yeah, well, okay.
Can we
Do
just
you
see
want
a
me to
photo
talk
of this
about the
guy?
He doesn't
Ukraine
have
thing
one.
real
Maybe
quickly?
Try to find Copeland.
Copeland.
That's looking
Oh,
about
it's
right.
got what?
Wait, what
it's
about
just
Purple
like
Pill
cavemen.
Geomaxing podcast?
Monet and Butchers.
It's there's a woman.
Cope
a woman's
Sugarland,
face.
Cope Daddy Doc Dump 3.
Cope Daddy and Sugarland.
Cope Daddy and Belarus and Sugarland.
Oh my.
Why does his banner
Why is it a
have, like,
unicorn path?
DJ Copeland,
It's like-
Unicorn Path, deep drum and
It's
bass.
like there's cavemen, a woman, and then just like a map of Eastern Europe. Oh, there he was.
There he is.
There he goes. Oh, whoa. Oh.
I'm
This is
maxing
as-
in Belarus. I'm
This is as-
maxing in Belarus.
This is as chaotic as his voice, the editing style.
I like
Just
it, guys.
jumping up and down.
Piss of farming with flabby fives.
Hurts my eyes. I'm vacation maxing away from Kiev. I've gone to Thailand.
I'm Thailand maxing. When you spend time in Thailand,
I'm
develop
doing. I'm
that.
moped pilled. I'm driving around.
I'm optimizing visiting Thailand. It's time Thailand maxing. That was just wait. That image was just like a password. Look. I don't think I missed it. Oh yeah, what was that? Did you see that? It's just like large text. Man, that's a little too much for me. I gotta go back.
Wow.
No idea what's going on with Copeland, but do you want me to talk about the Ukraine thing, or how
Yeah.
should we talk about that after we see Euro?
Yeah.
Well, just a weird fact now I'm learning because this guy's in Belarus. Like, I guess Eastern Europe a little bit is sort of a weird alt-right nexus in some ways. And I think that's basically because that's definitely true because people on those forums talk about it a lot. I think it's because they like it because it's like
Trad.
it's trad in the sense that a lot of those countries are some of the they're not diverse. Like there's some of the they're in the minority of countries, I guess, where it's like, you know, they're like 98% white or whatever still. So they're obsessed with that. And I don't think they really are trad. I think they're like broken and post-Soviet and sad, but
They're
like
Slav trad.
they fetishize it as if it's like if you go to Belarus, it's all like women in sundresses like raising children.
Isn't
or
it
something.
ironic though because they fight along like religious lines, even if they're all white and shit? Like,
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's like, no, shit sucks there. That's what I'm saying. Like Ukraine, well, it doesn't suck, but like, well, actually, no, it does. I mean, they have like ethnic cleansing wars all the time and shit like that. But anyway, like you're saying, against like other white people, quote unquote, you know, it's like the fall of Yugoslavia and shit like that. But anyway, a thing that was going on recently that I was just looking into, I was like, I knew that because that thing happened where like Ukraine and Russia kind of got in a war a little bit in like 2014 or something because Russia, I guess it's Crimea, right? It's the Crimean Peninsula. And it was like in Ukraine, but like there's a bunch of ethnic. It's how all the Balkan shits, like Eastern Europe shit starts, where it's a region that's in a country by border, but then there's a bunch of people in there who ethnically identify as something else. There were a bunch of supposedly
Russians.
there were a bunch of ethnic Russians in that part of Ukraine, and then Russia, even though it's not their land, went in and was like, we're gonna hold a vote on whether or not this is Russia now. And the people supposedly all mostly voted to make it Russia, and that sparked some conflict or whatever. And then it's hard to feel bad for either side because you're like, on the one hand, you're like, well, that's not cool to take over pieces of Ukraine. But then the other thing, dear viewer, that you must know is that Ukraine has this crazy Nazi problem where there's just tons of Nazis there. And the reason that is because like during World War II, like there's this whole meme about like Ukrainian people saying like, my grandpa fought the Soviets. And what that means is that their grandpa was a Nazi, basically, is what that means. So, like, because they wanted to resist Soviet control,
Sure.
but that means that naturally they were allied with the Nazis. And there was like this Ukrainian like SS battalion that are still regarded as like national heroes in Ukraine. And like they have statues of people who were in the SS and stuff like that. And then like the weirdest part is there was this essentially neo-Nazi militia in Ukraine. Frightening. And when that whole thing
Contemporary.
what I didn't know was that that's still going on. That's what I was just looking. I was like, hey, I remember when that happened. Like, is that over? And it's not. Like, Russia and Ukraine are sort of still in an unofficial
simmering
war.
Yeah.
They're shooting at each other and shit. You know what I mean? And Ukraine, I guess just because it's small or something, they did this thing where they inducted some militias, like unofficial militias, into their National Guard officially. And one of them is this one called like Azov Battalion, ASOV or something like that, or AZOV. And that's the neo-Nazi militia. And they made it an official part of their National Guard, which is frightening because they're like, oh, and then they became sort of like national heroes because they like helped take back this town from the Russians. But what's funny, of course, it's sort of not funny, but what is funny about it is like the attitude where they're like the national attitude is sort of like, well, no, like being a Nazi's bad, but like they did take that town back from the Russians, though. Like, so you kind of gotta respect it. And also, when they were accused of being a Nazi battalion, a Nazi National Guard battalion, their official spokesman came out to the press and he said, "This is ridiculous. Only 10 to 20% of the members of the battalion are neo-Nazis." That's like that's him. That's his PR line. Is that like only a quarter of them are neo-Nazis? It's not a neo-Nazi battalion. But then the other weird thing is that it's sort of become this like black pill discipline, aging fitness, and Dilbert Max. But the weird thing, this is sort of just an info download, but the weird thing about it is that it's also become this thing now where like, since that group exists there, alt-right people or Nazis from around the world will go there, sort of like how socialists went to go fight with the YPG. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like their version of that. It's like socialists from all over the world went to go fight ISIS with the YPG. It's like that for Nazis. It's like they go to Ukraine to fight with this Nazi group because they get like real world war experience and training. It's dark. I mean, it's freaky. And
we're no geopolitical experts.
And also,
let's put that out.
Also, and then the other thing, and it's like, oh, maybe they're the bad guys, but there's also people doing it on both sides. There's people who are just trying to make it into like a Nazi battle. There's Nazis on both sides, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, so they're both bad is what I'm saying. If you're just curious about that conflict, that's my assessment. Now that will come up in a second. You're like, why are we talking about this? Well, similar to Indigenous Swiss, this is another cool guy. His name is Nero Machiavelli. This is a video titled Drinking Blood.
He's got a big Carlsberg.
Yeah, what we're seeing right now is a sort of time lapse of a very sort of golem-esque looking guy. He's wearing combat boots. Wow, really a lot in this image. Okay, man in his maybe late 20s, maybe
mid-20s,
beanie pulled down very far on his head, Tim's. He's somewhere in just
Tim's
a dilapidated park.
He's got that shot where it's like a
snow on the ground
tower style, like big. The boots are so big in frame, and his body's all small and baggy
He's
looking.
filming from his foot area.
Yeah, he's got kind of like a baggy big boots angle. Blood on his hands.
Oh yeah, we just saw
flies buzzing around.
Yeah, so what we
how
just
could we
saw,
forget to mention his hands are covered in blood.
It happens so fast. So let's just say the video is called Drinking Blood, and he just said that it was a mistake that he was filming in time lapse. But basically, what we were just shown was a time lapse of him holding a big giant glass of nasty looking blood that he's pouring out of a used mead bottle. And there's flies buzzing all around him because he's drinking old blood. So that's kind of what's going on.
He's outside. He's on the beach, I think. Yeah.
His hands are covered in nasty, chunky blood.
So I've been drinking some pig's blood out in the beach.
Oh.
A mead bottle from 2010. Scandinavia got the best mead, so I do drink a little bit of mead during season. but I tire of drinking mead, and I thirst for blood. So I'm gonna be drinking some.
The flies is
Bro,
the
his
funniest
teeth-
part
his
for
teeth-
sure.
He just smiled and his teeth are just covered in blood.
Well,
I got a fly in my drink too. Fuck it.
Oh.
Extra protein.
nothing could be grosser than this, I'll say. Oh, he's
Really
swishing
swishing it
it.
around.
Oh my god. Oh. He just
Uh,
smiled with blood all up in his teeth.
It's the most hydrating thing that I've ever drank in my life.
Not true.
More hydrating than fresh squeezed orange juice, coconut water.
What about water?
Raw milk, you name it.
Not more
Whoa,
hydrating
more
than water.
hydrating than raw milk? You're telling me that pig's blood is more hydrating than raw milk with blood and pus and shit in it?
This thing is the best thing I've ever drank. It's very nourishing, and it tastes like raw meat, basically.
That's weird.
Oh.
That's so weird.
It smells like blood. But this is like floating raw meat.
You fucking don't say
He's really
this.
going ham on this. It smells like blood. It's like floating raw meat. Yeah, that's why meat is like that.
It's very hydrating, very satiating. So if you have a problem
The
with
flies are-
when you eat raw meat because the body absorbs it very quickly, just drink some blood.
If you're getting too if you're not getting satiated enough by raw meat because it's absorbed so readily
So quick.
into the human body, that's just known that raw meat's absorbed so easily that you might have to drink some pig's blood on top of
Did
that.
you see
if
the-
you're satiated.
It absorbs faster than cooked meat. That's why we cook meat now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's to slow down.
We cook meat now to make it worse for you. That's what we do, a modern man. Okay.
Have you seen this guy?
5 liters of blood every week.
Have you seen him with that animal fat? Just like a big thing of fat.
No,
that he's
what's
eating?
that? Well, don't we have another Nero video?
There's Nero
Unhinged Meat Man. Why did we even get onto Nero?
We
Does
all
he
found
max?
him at the same
Does he
time.
max?
I think he commented on an indigenous Swiss video.
Oh my god, like they're like buddies. Like that makes sense. This is definitely like
Gave
an
him like
indigenous
he
Swiss
gave him
friend.
like props or something, and
Ew. Okay, we're seeing a bunch of jars of brown and gray looking meat. This
He's
video
pulling-
is really scary.
He's burying it in like the that's why I've
This
chose
is a
it.
frightening. Oh my god, he just
He's
pulled
like doing a
heart
Blair
out of the
Witch thing.
tree. It looks like Blair Witch. That doesn't look good. That looks very rotten. I'll say the meat is gray.
well, this is. Have you guys heard of high meat?
Yeah, high meat diet.
No, high meat. It's like meat that makes you high because it's fermented. It's like raw fermented meat.
Oh no.
This is like a sissy hypno video for going carnivore.
Yes.
That's sort of what this is.
No, it's like people who think there's benefits to eating meat that is it's medicine at a certain, like if you'll take raw chicken. I've seen a video of a guy eating raw chicken that's been in a jar in a cupboard for like 2 months.
Man, benefits of high meat never came out because that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, that
Well,
series
all of
never
these-
aired.
Anyone who's eaten this food also has videos that's like my medical emergency, like my health issues. It's like
Parasite update, Sam. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Recent video.
This is the video. This is the video. This is too long. This is way too long. But this is the video where he just tangentially drops that he went and fought with
whole parasite situation
with
that I
neo-Nazis.
ended up in. And
And
for
we'll
you guys who
yeah.
Yeah,
don't
that's
know
why I
what
brought
it's
it up. I just thought it was
about, you should
interesting
check
because
my last video.
it's just the nexus of like the
almost
dumbest
died.
incel shit, but then
Where I
also
get
like
into
real
details,
horrible shit. Like there is an intersection
how I
because
got
this
really,
guy
really sick
says
after
in this
eating some
video that
shit
he
meat
went to
and
go
how it
fight
almost
in
killed me.
Ukraine, and they're like
So it might be worth
nationalist
checking
sort of.
that out before watching
He
this
said
video,
it it came kind of naturally
better
to me.
idea
I
what-
wanted to
what
be
I'm
a
gonna be
soldier,
talking
but
about.
my dad was always anti-Semitic and anti-communist.
Oh, he
So it
says
can
that.
really-
Wait, so he drops like
It's in
literally
that
that it's
video.
for anti-Semitic reasons? Well, Sam said it was too
Yeah,
long.
yeah. It's too fucking
What's
long.
up,
But
guys? So
I mean,
I want to talk about two topics today.
if you see it, he definitely drops some.
So I went to the doctor, and they filled like 4 or 5 different blood
Well, that's crazy. I didn't know that he even explicitly said like, "Well, my dad was racist," so it came naturally to me to go fight race war in Ukraine.
He edits in a clip so you could find it. If there's a change in the video, it's probably the only clip that's edited in. I think it's further back.
Floating crystal, floating red crystal. So I was like, man, it's gonna go pretty well. Like I'm gonna
maybe it's too brief.
Oh, right there, he's
pretty good blood
subtitled.
work
Oh wait,
going on. So you get a better idea what I'm gonna be talking about.
This video.
And the second topic I want to talk about is
this must be
one of my earlier videos.
This must be the wrong video.
Very long
Sorry.
time. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about that, how it all came about, and what the financial situation is today, and what kind of future plans I have. So anyway, let's talk about health.
I think the other video is like my health update or something.
I'm just gonna make sure exposing vegan street propaganda.
I almost died. That's the one. I almost died. And a little about my past.
Where are you seeing that?
It's the one that has a smiley emoji. Like,
oh my god.
Through that suburban area. But
it's definitely before this.
On that evening, I felt sick again, like my heart was racing very quickly and beating very fast and hard.
Well, I'm seeing some activity.
So I'm feeling very dizzy, so I went back home and I just.
You might want to go.
I'm seeing an Israeli flag as well.
It almost came naturally to me too.
Yeah.
I don't know how it is in the western part of Europe, but in the eastern part, nationalists were praising straight edge lifestyle. So I quit drinking, I quit smoking weed, and I just ended up in a really good shape, working out a lot and stuff like that. I mean, I didn't look like a bodybuilder, but I did look somewhat sporty. And,
wow, the worst quality.
Some good hooligan pics.
When I was a kid, my dad would always talk shit about communism and make Jew jokes and stuff like that. So it almost came naturally to me too. So instead of being part of the military, I went to and participated in the Ukrainian Revolution when I was 20, and it was such a highlight of my life. I mean, I can't even describe.
A protester holding a small mini crossbow. Wait, isn't the
I love
Ukrainian
this.
Revolution's a different thing, though, right?
Experience to that, but there was a lot of people who died.
I don't know.
In that revolution, and
I don't know what he's referencing. I just figured that looked like about the right time.
Yeah.
Frame. And they came back fucking crazy, like mentally crazy, asking me for money, asking me for drugs every time I visited Kiev. So I've just had a pretty unusual life. So, I mean, I can keep going. So when I came back from Ukraine, I became very depressed, and that's
weird.
I went to war and then
I went
came
to
back
race
and I was
war in
all
Ukraine. And I was
depressed.
all fucking freaked out when I came back. Kind of a downer. Kind of a downer ending.
Yeah.
This YouTube channel is called Coping Mental Cell. He's got an incel black pill video. I guess all this stuff is kind of sad, actually.
Here's what I'll say that's not sad. Okay. These guys have all found a community that they've all.
Yeah, their community is like racist militiamen.
Yeah, like indigenous Swiss seems to be tangentially part of the racism, maybe, that we don't know yet.
He seems to maybe be a part of big racism. He might have links.
I think if there's any Looksmaxing guys watching this, first of all, if you think you're ugly, just grow up fully.
Yeah, give yourself, if you're 13 and you're considering doing bone smashing, maybe see if the bones grow on their own. Give it a chance.
Because that does happen. This whole healthy lifestyle thing, I think, isn't a bad takeaway, but, you can have fun every once in a while. Just don't go crazy. And
yeah, just try to not get sucked into the physiognomy Nazi part. Honestly, like if you just mew, that's fine with me. If you do mewing,
go mew a bit.
If you just hard mew, which is where you suction the tongue to the back, if you're just doing hard mewing and that's palate pushing with the thumbs, the skull
Could be a bit much.
going to fight in Kiev.
The other thing they never touch on, and Indigenous Swiss never touches on. What if you make your face worse?
Yeah, I
that?
think that will happen.
It happens to
I
some.
think that will happen to him.
You push your palate into into your fucking sinus or whatever, and you're just
you crush your sinus. What are you supposed to do?
And your face looks all different, and maybe you don't like the way it looks. Maybe you regret it.
This guy disproves looks theory. Sneeko's friend is a boneless Brazilian manlet with a high-pitched voice, yet he slays more than him. Apparently, he lost his virginity at 12. This is proof that all it really takes is being good socially and social status to slay.
That's ironic, though, right?
Oh yeah, one just.
It's like a 3D. He paid for like a 3D animated YouTube intro, but it's like a big black pill bowling down a bunch of blue pills.
Well, it shoots off a ramp.
It's a bit on the nose.
It launches off a giant ramp in the sky and knocks down the blue pill.
Well, he is Turbo Black Pill after all, and that I can't describe that imagery.
So he says in this video that like Ascension, the easy and the hard way is fine. Like you can get surgery on your face. You shouldn't like ridicule people who do that because
it's actually cool to do.
Yeah, that you achieve Ascension either way, either through Looksmaxing.
So he's kind of trying to bring everyone together in the Looksmaxing.
That's kind of. I mean, that's
a positive.
That's
okay. Cool. One. Yeah, there's some trying to do the healing. Yeah, well, I did see. I can't remember who did it, but I also there's
Turbo
some
Black
white
Pill
pills
is trying to bring about the healing.
Turbo Black Pill is kind of doing a slow speed white pill. Honestly, he's sneaking into his content. I do remember. I don't remember which it was, but I did. There is some of that in the community because I saw one that was talking about like it was like when they have like a brief moment of clarity, and it was just saying like Looksmaxing's good. That's good to do. But like don't worry too much, and like if you spend too much time worrying about Looksmaxing, like that might make your personality worse. But it is real, and you should do Looksmaxing. Like you find those videos too, like reviews of look. Okay, do we want to end on DJ Fuji? Do we want to end on Looksmaxing rap, which we haven't listened to?
I vote that just to say that next time we'll delve into maybe the origins of how Looksmaxing came to be. Where more of its
we think that we know the sort of the proto Looksmaxing community, or I think is the same community.
We will soon. We should say
soon, not next time necessarily, but soon. You can only do a Manosphere episode. You can't do them back to back.
One every
year. There's so many good wells, but you can't do them every.
Those Groomers and the Gloomers. To the Stacy's in the chat.
Good night, everybody.
To the Stacy's in the chat.
New bags. Squawks for the thoughts. Scoots for the salutes.
Night night.
Curls for the girls, guns for the Huns. Touch a girl Myron. You should lift instead of run. Be me, Giga Chad, and I'm left an 8 plate. Be you, manlet, and your face is for the tape. Your girl think I'm soul, and I got you so mad. Do you even live, bro? Time to drink and go mad. Be me, squatting deep, I'm going, that's the grass. Be you, 5'5", blended with the grade 3 class. Whew. Alright. Squats for the thoughts, scoots for the sleuts. Curls for the girls, guns for the Huns. Cut a girl Myron. You should lift instead of run. Be me, perform lifting like a missile mo. Be you, lifting light, rips like a little yo-yo. Be me, tender date, we go into some bro. Yo, be you, tender date, surprise, she's a no-show. I suck my buddy's dick, but it's cool, bro, no homo. Squats for the thoughts, glutes for the sleuts. Curls for the girls, guns for the Huns. Catch a girl Myron. You should lift instead of run. While the man keeps saying, grow, 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 the pit pulls him back. No, no, no. No reason to live if you can't lift the dead. Just be yourself, bro. It's all in your head.